Hey y'all. Did y'all like my intro song? I want to thank King Champ for making that song probably a whole year and a half ago. And I was supposed to do something then, but I didn't because God was working with me and had his hands on me. And now I'm here. And I get to play that song for you guys now. But how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me. This is the Reasoning at with Rise Girl, and it is me by myself on my channel. You can say whatever you want to say in the chat. Right now, I am the only moderator, and I will delete comments as I see them if they are just obscene and offensive about children and wives and husbands and all that. We're not having that, and don't want to see no NIGGA comments in the chat. And I would hope that once we're on the panel, if we ever get on a panel, that we don't call each other that word or cuss each other out. I do want to thank everybody for joining. I see that Ignite TV was here around 4 o'clock, and Portia was here around 5 o'clock, and Smitty was here, but he has a show to do. Mo Love, thank you for joining. Randy SoCal, thank you for joining. Seven Still, thank you for joining. Silverback, thank you so much for joining. You did ask about it, and I am greatly appreciative that you are here in the show. D, what's up, D? How you doing? I can't believe you up in here supporting me. All the raw, ignorant things that you have to say about me. Seven Still, my really good friend, a great artist, has his own YouTube channel where he uploads videos, has wonderful music, all of that stuff. Check him out on Instagram as well as YouTube. Thank you, Seven Still, for joining. Thank you for being a good friend to me. Also, my bestie from Houston, Jennifer, I'm gonna call her Spirit. She is in the chat, so thank you, Jennifer, for joining. I hope that you will want to hit the link tonight, and I hope that there is something really that said that moves you and makes you want to join the chat tonight. Anyways, this show tonight is about the 40 and over. Once this show tonight is about the 40 and older, or the 35 and older. Are we going to go as far as low as the 28 and older? It is said that us 40-year-old women, and I'm not a 40-year-old man, but a 40-year-old man is still in the game, is still macking it in it for to win it. But for us 40-year-olds, and I do say us because I am 40 and a little bit over, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit over. It says that we ain't got nothing left. Engines. They say that we're not desirable. We are not purposeful. Possibly can't bear kids and all those things. The horrible things that they say about women over the age of 40. I came up with this topic because I saw a woman saying that she was dating at like 43 or 42 or something. She got married at 45, and I'm sorry. She got married at 45, and because of that, she wants to tell all the other women 40 and older that it's hard out here for a pimp. And I love you too, Jen. Said it's hard out here for a pimp, and I see you in the back. I'm going to pull you up in a second. And because of that, women should get their act right. We don't have enough. We don't have many choices out there. Well, what's probably left to us is the manager special. When I think about men, and I think about men over the age of 28, 35, or 40, they're still out here looking real good. D, you ain't there yet, so I ain't talking about you. But they still out here looking real good, getting all seasoned, like all in the face with the salt and pepper oil in the hair and stuff. Just wonderful. They say that these men can steer, bear kids, or a man can steer, bear those kids, but we can't. Um, we just have nothing to give the man over the age of 35. Not my sentiments. I'm telling you what the people say. I don't truly believe that at all. I would never say that. I see that we have EAE in the building. I do want to thank him for joining. Badass thing, he is here. Mr. Speak on It. Hey, Mr. Speak on It. What's going on? I'm glad you are here. But they say that we have nothing left to offer. So this topic is for the 35 and older. Like, I think that I'm living my best life right now at the age of 41. And I wouldn't change anything in my life. I have no regrets. I love all the people that I've met, the good people and the bad people, the heartbreaks and the successes. I don't think that I would give anything at the tender age of 23 or 25 to be married. I think that everything that I needed to know in life, I have that substance now to make better decisions, better choices, and know how to stay in the game. Whereas I couldn't in my younger years. I referenced the age 20 something because the talk of the town is that women should get married at 23, 22, have babies, and all of that stuff. The reason why they say the 40-year-old woman doesn't have a man, no kids, and all of that is because of the feminist movement and the fact that us women don't reject that we go towards jobs, works, and careers. We date and put them to the side, and we don't want anything at that young time. My parents never told me that. I think it's ludicrous for people to actually think that people actually go through things in life. They actually have heartbreaks in life. They actually have setbacks and failures. And because that, they have to regroup. So I don't think that always the first thing they're thinking about is a man or a woman. I think it's important to always get yourself together before you go that route. And then when you are 40 and 41, hopefully you season prime and ready to go for the team. I have somebody in the back. I don't want to have her sitting back there for a very long time. So I just want to bring her up really shortly. 1 second. Hi, Spirit Oliver. How are you?
I'm fine. Hey, I'm glad to get on here. I've been waiting to get on here with
Okay, Spirit. So we are talking tonight about the 40 and over or the 35 and over woman. The fact that nowadays they say that we are basically undesirable, not what a man would want at this time period in our life. If we not happy, we ain't gonna never be happy. So don't go into your 50s like that. All those things, that's what they say. So I want to ask, are you over the age of 28?
I'm 37.
Oh, okay, you're 37. All right. And are you dating at this tender age of 37?
I am widowed
Mm.
and curious.
You're widowed and curious?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I am sorry to hear that you're widowed, but I like the fact that you want to keep going and find out what's out there to offer. Uh, what has it been being 37 trying to date out here? Do you feel that you're not as desirable as you were in your younger years, and do you feel that the needs that you had then you don't have now? Yes or
I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like that is an issue. I don't feel like I'm less desirable. I don't. To be honest, I mean, I know I'm kind of funny, but brothers don't even be paying attention to sisters like that for real.
they don't pay attention to what, sisters?
Like any sister, they don't be like, "Hey, girl, let me get your number." You know,
Mm,
I rock different looks, and it's just the same thing. If I dress with everything hanging out, ain't
mm-hmm,
nobody gonna talk to me. If I cover up, which more days I'm more covered up,
mm-hmm,
it's more like, oh, They don't try to talk to a modest woman. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want to. I don't wear. I wear braids, but I do not wear tracks and long hair. They don't. I mean, I just don't see it. Even being older and going in the younger club generation, them
Mm-hmm.
boys partying with themselves. They ain't looking at no girl. They ain't like, oh, she cute. Let me go buy her a drink or let me go talk to her. Them days is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Them days are completely gone.
Do
We
you
live
think
in a whole nother time now.
do you think there's a reason for that? Is it technology? Is it the way that people are dating now? Like, what do you think?
Not so much of that. The dating now, I can get on a date. I have this year into last year, I started dating again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard
Oh, okay.
because when you get online and try to date, 9 out of 10, well, 10 out of 10, all they want is sex.
Mm-hmm.
Half of them got women at home.
Mm-hmm.
They don't disclose who they is. I was recently catfished.
You were recently catfished.
Yes,
Would you like to share that story, Spirit Oliver?
yes, I will share it.
Okay.
So, y'all don't laugh because it's funny. It's really funny, but it's wild.
Be-
So,
Before you start that, can I introduce this half naked man on the panel? I think his name is DS. He's showing a lot of skin tonight, you guys.
okay.
I
But
just got out the gym.
Oh,
okay,
cool.
okay. Oh, so you're looking like a man that might be right. Are you over the age of 35?
I'm 34. I just missed the cut.
Oh, you just
Oh, I'm just going.
okay. I'm gonna get back to you. I want Spirit to tell us her story about being catfish.
So I was on Facebook dating end of the year. I said, you know what? It's getting cold. It's just into your mind. It's getting cold. You want to find someone, somebody to start over. I've
Mhm.
been through a lot of depression.
Oh, okay.
Since I was widowed, and
Mhm.
I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just lose one. I lost two. But that's another story.
Okay.
But to okay, I start dating on Facebook dating. I get on and off. I meet different people, and I take my profile down, put it up, take it down. So I met a guy. We were talking. We were vibing for some days, and he was just so persistent on meeting. And I said, you know what? Let me go meet him. So I decided to meet him in a public place, and I have to think, and I had to learn. I've learned from this mistake. You can't take Nick everywhere. you know
Yeah. We
what I'm saying?
we
You
cannot
can't say you gotta leave him right in the hood.
be on the panel, okay?
I left him. You gotta leave him in the hood. So we met at a restaurant at lunch. So I was willing to pay for my own meal. We ate, but upon that, getting to the restaurant, guys talking to me, he explained to me that he was disabled. I mean, that he wasn't disabled. He told me he'd been shot 5 times. That's all he told me. He sounded a little raspy in the voice. Okay, pictures I'm seeing. Okay. So
Honey.
when we meet, this man get out the car with a cane. He barely could walk.
Oh, wow.
Like he was stumbling all over the restaurant, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm a caregiver. I work in healthcare. I had my scrubs on.
Oh, wow. So you
So
felt like you was at work again.
I felt every bit, and I'm gonna tell you, and I felt every bit of this man's pain. He is hurt. Like
Mm-hmm.
he been through what he been through, whatever, whoop de whoop. But
Mm-hmm.
the fact is, you didn't disclose to me that you were handicapped. Like I'm holding the door for him. The waiter even like, oh, this is you and your client out for some lunch, type shit.
Mm. Oh, wow. Wow.
You
That was
know, and it's like, and he was inappropriate.
mm-hmm.
We didn't talk after that date,
Mm-hmm.
but disclosed with somebody. But from what he was telling me, he was trying to find love.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the killing part. He's been married 3 times. So you telling me you disabled and you cheating?
Yeah, probably was out the box for him. One, can you hold that thought? I want to thank Mo for joining the chat. Mo Love, thank you for joining. I see Nandy in the chat. That's a new name, so thank you also for joining. As I mentioned, we have D on in the chat. D Jennifer was telling us about her catfish incident. The guy was disabled and basically not who he said he was. We are gonna get back to that, Jennifer. I want to ask, D. D, what do you think about the 40-year-old woman? Is she desirable? Would you date a 40-year-old woman?
All right, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. All right, see, 35 to 40 range, with women. Not all of y'all. Not gonna put that say all of y'all like this, but most of y'all are just defiant as defiant. I'm trying not to cuss. That's very defiant, and that's why most of y'all is single, man. A lot of y'all have had a good guy in your life, and for some reason you didn't want that man, and things just didn't work out for you, and a lot of y'all just don't. Y'all, like a lot of y'all in that age group, y'all stuck in y'all's ways, and y'all don't really want to really be submissive to a man and whatnot. And a lot of y'all have had past relationships to go bad, and then when y'all do get a good man, y'all make that man pay for everything that the other dudes did wrong.
And
A lot of y'all, a lot of y'all are single because of y'all. Like y'all just need to hear this, man. Y'all can be very defiant. Y'all don't like to listen. It just is what it is, man. I mean, you just gotta, just change up a little, change up your behaviors and stuff because y'all's way ain't working. If you that age, you still single, your way ain't working. You need to do something different.
Oh, okay. So when I asked you the question of is the 40-year-old desirable, I guess you basically saying she is not
No,
desirable.
no. I'll say like the 4-year-old woman is desirable. It's just, she is desirable. It's just a small percentage of y'all that's desirable,
oh,
because a lot of y'all, just be kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, uh, let's be honest. Like the 35 to 40-year-old woman that's still single, she's usually a wine addict,
oh,
and she usually drinks a lot of wine. She's very just, just not somebody that most men want to be with. I mean, there are still some good 40-year-old, 35 to 40-year-old women out here, but most of them
it's
aren't.
some great ones.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
keep.
I'm not gonna say all y'all bad,
I
but most
see
of
what
y'all.
you're saying though, but it's hard though because don't nobody want to play. When you done already played, don't nobody want to play, and a lot of
But
people don't want to be serious.
Hey,
But
PJ.
let me say this. Let me say this though. See, that's the thing with the 35 to 40-year-old woman. See, y'all be playing all the time, like in y'all's teens and y'all's 20s, and then when y'all hit 35 to 40, now you like, oh, now I want to be serious. Now I don't want to sleep around. Now I don't want to do this. Now I'm living my soft girl era and all this. You should have been
Dawn,
doing that when you was young.
Do you think that the 40-year thank you, Lee, for subscribing. Thank you, San Jose, for joining. Hi. Hey, Blue Jay, thank you for joining. DS. So do you think that the women, if they're 40, 35, they've lived life a little bit, like they've had some experience. So you're saying you don't want any baggage from
Yeah, like a lot of 35 to 40-year-old women have a lot of baggage, and that's why a lot of guys in that age group don't want to mess with women their age, especially if they got, all their things in order. They got a good career. They got their money right. Their mental state is right. They got, all their things together. They don't want a woman that's 35 to 40 years old because they already know a lot of them are they got a lot of mental problems. They're usually wine addicts,
mm,
oh,
and um,
this guy.
they probably done been ran through. It
what's
just
your
is
name,
what it
sir?
is, man. Like a lot of women in that age group don't want to hear that because we live in an era now where guys like to, like, you got guys out here like Derek Jackson and different guys like that to be kissing ass and stuff and not keeping it real.
So
Like a lot
Derek
a lot of women are single because of them.
Yeah, and Derrick Jackson was a womanizer to a good woman who had bear his kids, fed him, fed them children, washed his clothes, cleaned his you know what. And now she has to go on living her life from the damage that this man caused her. So you're saying that women are out there having a fun time. I think that most women are women and they're usually looking for commitment, looking for love, looking for some type of stability. And oftentimes when they're dating in their 20 years and their 30 years, they can be very impressionable. They can be told and sold a dream that they truly believe because at that age you have a lot of negativity brewing in you, right?
And a lot of people rob you of them years. They know they don't want you. And
Yeah.
then you waste all that time in them years and you look up, they don't left you for the next.
So then
Broke your heart. You know what I'm saying? Now you resentful, now you mad, now you bitter. You get the next man a chance, you try to open up to him, he take your kindness for weakness.
I could definitely understand that, Spirit. Thank you for saying that. So, and what I'm going to with it is that, so now this woman has developed all this experience in life, and whether she projects it in a good way and gets over it, or doesn't, do you still consider that playing around in her younger years, just giving herself away?
Look, the bottom line is this, man. A lot of y'all have had a good guy in y'all's life, you know,
Miss Savage.
and you messed around and you lost that man, and it's your fault. You know what I mean? Like it's really not hard to keep a man. You know, y'all make it hard. You feel me? Like you just gotta just do simple things. Men are simple creatures, and a lot of y'all just very defined. Like I give you a situation with me. I was just recently blocked a 40-year-old woman,
Oh,
because she was just everything that I'm talking about. She was defiant, she was aggressive, she didn't know when to be quiet, and she drank a lot of wine too. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you've been doing this for a long time now. Your way ain't working. You still single, and that's why she's gonna remain that way because like a lot of y'all, like once y'all get a certain age, y'all be stuck in y'all's ways and y'all don't want to change. Y'all just live by this whole, oh, accept me as I am. That's a cop out to just remain shit. I mean, remain bad as a person. So you laughing, but I'm being serious though.
I can definitely understand your point, and I thank you for being very real and transparent.
Okay, can I chime in?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Well, once
Okay, I believe in letting a man be a man. I believe in the tradition of taking care of my man, as far as making sure he got something to eat, make sure he got some lunch, make sure the house clean, make sure the kids together, make sure he ain't wanting for nothing, make sure the bills paid. I'm with all that. But why it got to take so much for somebody to come in to do that? I got my half, but a lot of them coming ain't even got their half. They lying. They got a lot going on. Got multiple women, just pathological liars. What about that?
What about what?
D, she's speaking on the man and the man's behavior, and since you were
They
speaking
got the little boy complex.
the woman's behavior, she
Well,
wanted to
well,
know if
well
you could.
shouldn't women's intuition come in? Like that's what I want to know. Like y'all always talk about
And
these
that's the
dudes.
thing. Yeah, the intuition come in. You know better. You can't fuck with nobody that can't provide like Paw did for grandma. Cause I told my grandmother never worked. I'm a self-made. I go to work and take care of me and mine. Ain't nobody in here since I've been widowed. Ain't nobody been in here. I tried it once. It didn't work. Still was a little boy. He didn't have what I had. I'm trying to help him get somewhere. The whole time he trying to go against me. Like I'm trying to make him do something. I'm trying to help you be a better person. You 36, 37 years old. Ain't never had an apartment in your name. Can't get nothing in your name. Ain't got no credit. I'm trying to tell you how to spend your money, how to do this. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but I'm trying to
Well,
help
you
you
just
win.
you just got with a bad dude. That's all that is. You know what I mean? Like, but a lot of men would appreciate having all that. Like a woman that's trying to, be a helpmeet and stuff. And a lot of women in that age group, they ain't trying to do that.
And helping you pursue your dream. Whatever you want to do, we can do it together. Sit down
Yeah,
and go
like a
eat
lot of
meals,
women don't
whatever.
have. A lot of
All right.
women in that age group don't have that mindset. They just already just want a guy they just already just want a man that already that have it all. They're not really
I
trying to
don't want it
build.
all. I'd be happy if somebody came in and went 50-50 with me. I'm a child. I mean, I have one child. And since her father passed away, she ain't seen me with nobody. But the thing is, I would love to show her black love that I seen growing up from my grandparents. My parents didn't stay together, but I know my parents was together. I done seen my people, different relatives still together 40, 50 years from then. You know, before I was born, still together. I would love to show her that and break the generational curse of being a single mom. And I'm not a single mom because my child's father's running the street, don't want to take care of her. He gone.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm definitely sorry to hear that, and I do understand your sentiments. I think there was some good points there too. I am definitely about to address the chat, and then I'm going to back to you guys on the panel. As I mentioned, we do have Savage in the chat. We have Lee. He says, "How to Blue Jay." Mr. Speak On is telling Mo what's good. Mo Love said, "Exactly, Rise Girl." So I must have said something she liked. San Jose says, "Hi to Blue Jay." Mo Love, speaking of Savage. Savage, thank you so much for joining. I don't know if I'm ready for your fire tonight, but you can definitely hit the panel. Mr. Speak On it says, "I don't know about that." Mo is going on with it. Really speak on it. She also says, "Enlighten me." Um, so it looks like you guys are saying some things that the people are into. Jennifer, I'm sorry, Spirit Oliver, when you said some things on the panel, you said that you wouldn't mind going 50-50, and that that you would like that old school love that you seen your grandparents do. When I think about my grandparents and the older men from back in the day, my grandpa's like 86. A lot of those women didn't work. At times they had the kids and took care of the home, and they took care of the man in any and every way that he needed to be taken care of. Like
Talking about.
that was her job. So my question is, if you are willing to go 50-50 with a man, are you still willing to do all of those things as well, or do you think you shouldn't do those all?
That comes with being a woman.
Okay.
That comes in coming home, cooking and taking care of the kids.
And
Don't
going
be running off for 4 or 5, 6 hours of work.
and
Shoot, we
you
got bills to pay. We trying to get somewhere. Ain't nobody finna keep just being bumming and slumming.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who just wants somebody that's just gonna sit at home and watch TV all day, play video games? All right, baby, I see you get off work.
Well,
That's the kind of world we live in.
I don't think that it's sitting at home watching TV all day. I think that if you are saying that you're I think that saying you're okay with giving 50-50 and you're still giving a whole 100% as a woman and he's just working or something like that, I think that that could be problematic. So I'm asking you, like, you're willing to work, share your money, and do all of that the woman is supposed to do: bear the kids, take care of the kids, everything.
That's what come with it.
Okay, D, do you think that's what come with it? Are you out here 50-50 in it up with women? Or you might be doing
Taken
Well,
care of.
well, my
you might
thing,
be
my
doing
thing is this:
60,
like
70.
most women don't respect 50-50 men. But my thing is this: like, the thing is this, man. If I got to pay all the bills and do all this extra stuff, your ass need to be cleaned up. I shouldn't have to clean up a damn thing.
That's
All
the
right,
thing.
like,
The house finna be clean. Old school.
yeah,
I get up now.
yeah, like
On
that's
Saturdays, I get up and I clean my house.
You're
I
gonna
get
yeah,
up
like
at 5 in the morning, regular. On those day I ain't gotta work. I'm
but
off every weekend.
but
I
here's
get
the
up and
thing
wash
though.
clothes and clean.
Most women don't even want that. Like they want a man to just do everything, and while they just sit around and do nothing. You know what I mean? Like I think it's got like if I and like I said, like if I'm doing all paying all the bills and utilities and doing all that stuff, your ass need to be cleaning and cooking. That's just what it is.
It's some that ain't doing that. That's just sitting there, got an attitude for no reason. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't cooking nothing to eat.
you allow your woman to not work, and if she wanted to work, could she keep her money to invest in the house and you take care of everything?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
you good. So you she don't need a
I
job.
could save up for us to go on a vacation. I could tell you, baby, don't worry about okay, say for instance, y'all listen to this. So I met somebody and they married and we just was talking friends. He
And yeah,
married
and I
someone.
wanted to say another thing I wanted to say too. Y'all women in that 35 to 40 range, y'all just need to understand that you may still look good, you may work out and all that other stuff, but the younger women is always gonna be more desirable than y'all. That's just what it is. That's just But that's just what it is. The young women are always gonna be more desirable. I don't care how much you work out, how good you look, how many facials you get, and all that stuff. That you just gotta understand that the young women are gonna be more desirable than you. They're gonna get picked faster than you. That's
Thank
just what
you.
it is.
Thank you, D, for that. That is a great answer to the question that I asked. We do have Savage Red Recovery on the panel. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you being on here. So the question today was um, is the 40 and up woman desirable? And basically, if so, I mean, if not, why? D has given his sentiments. Spirit Oliver has given her sentiments. Hopefully, she comes back to the panel. Go ahead, Savage, answer the question.
They are not desirable.
Wow. 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 I mean, would you like to elaborate on your answer?
Yeah, so will there be some 40-year-old women that get a dude or get married? Sure. But as a whole, I would not be betting on I'll be one of those 40-year-olds that gets to land a good man. Because unfortunately, if you look at the statistics, the most unhappy women are single, over 40, with no children. And if they were happy, they wouldn't be single. So statistically, they are undesirable.
Why did you say typically the woman who's 40 and older is single and unhappy?
No, the women that are 40 years old and single are the highest demographic that is unhappy. They show the highest rates of being unhappy in life. They also are the highest group on antidepressants.
Okay, thank you for that. I don't have the numbers on that, and I don't know about the antidepressant thing, but I would differ to say that I would think that the 40 and older woman probably is living her best life and enjoying the fruits of her labor, and probably doesn't feel that she has to be with a man because she doesn't need that validation anymore in life, and she's found other things that fulfill her in life. Do you guys think that she needs a man to be happy, or can you find happiness in solitude?
No,
Well,
as
Roscoe,
a
I got a question for you. Are you over 40? You don't have to tell me the exact number.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Are you
am.
married?
Yes,
Why haven't you divorced your husband?
because I love him. He look good. He's brown and golden and caramel, and you know, you want me to keep going? Great partner, provider, good teamwork, all that. Like,
I say that not because you need to validate him as a person. You still being married to him validates him. So the same reason that you're not trying to go live your best life single is the reason these single women are unhappy and they're not living their best life single.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, man. Like a lot of y'all women in that age group, y'all was sold a dream as youngins that you can just mess around your 20s, and then in your 30s when you're ready to settle down, there'll be men lined up waiting to do that, and that's not the case.
Oh, no, they don't take us in the back of the school and tell us that.
And women need to understand that you were put on earth to do two things, and that's to be a wife and a mother. And the ones that understand that, they have a fulfilling life.
so you think that every woman is deserves and is supposed to be a wife?
If
Uh,
you're a Christian,
yeah, if she get her mind right, yeah, she can be she's supposed to do that, because the women that understand that they're happy. I'll give you an example, like Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, she said that the happiest moment of her life was when she had her daughter, and she was married at the time too. Now, this is a woman that has been on TV her whole life, has sold all these millions of records, has done tours all over the world, but she said the happiest moment of life is when she had a kid. You know what I mean? And when she was married. You know what I mean? Like though, like all that other stuff, being a CEO, getting all these degrees and all that other shit stuff, that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because those women that you say they living their best life, you may see them on Instagram, they, at brunch and taking these crazy trips and all that other stuff. Yeah, they having fun, but when they go home at night, they are miserable.
Okay, so Mo Love says Savage is cutthroat. Randy SoCal says he disagrees. Blue J 999 says the younger women want kids typically, or they have very young kids. Personally, I want a divorced father with teens or older. Um, Mo
Okay.
thinking about it. Um,
I put me being almost 40, even in my 20s and 30s, I didn't deal with guys my age. I always like older guys. They were mature enough. And me being from up north and coming to the south.
1 second, Winter. Let me finish. I'm sorry, Spirit. Let me finish these
No,
comments. We weren't. Blue Jay says we weren't all the same. So it's kind of hard to listen to black and white thinking and taking it seriously. Jay Savage, thank you for joining. Hey, how you doing? Spirit Oliver, I'm glad that you answered the question. Was starting to answer that question. In regards to what Savage said. You're 37 years old, if you don't mind me saying your age. Are you happy being a single woman?
no, but I'm not mad either.
Okay.
I'm okay because I can run out there and get into some real and be to mess myself up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just taking up with anybody. And then to me nowadays, since I've been widowed, like I said before, it's more of a spiritual thing, a connection. I picked up more on that. I can't just lay down with anybody. I can't just lay down with anybody. I can't just. It's more. It's not just a do it and go. Younger years, okay, everybody had their fun, but when you get a certain age, it should click in your head. When you lay down with this person, look at all these different spirits you're gonna be having in your bed. They're gonna be up in here chasing you at night. You gotta think on a note like that. Like you can't keep doing that. And then if you have children, the example you said, my daughter, like I said, she haven't seen me with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But
Respect.
see,
It looks like Mo wants to say something. I'm sorry, D wants to say something.
the problem is a lot of y'all figure that out, that sleeping around and having fun. So y'all figure that out when it's too late, and y'all should be thinking like that in your early 20s. You feel me? Like I remember.
Yeah, I can see I live mine.
I remember Lynn Toller, and a lot of y'all get a lot of bad advice from y'all mamas and y'all aunts. They be single and bitter and whatnot, and y'all grandmamas and stuff. They like, cause for example, like Lynn Toller, I remember one time she told this woman, she was like, 20 is not the age for settling down. 20 is the age to trying to figure out what you want and all that stuff. That's terrible advice. Like if you find a good man at 20 years old and he's doing all things he needs to be doing, just settle down with him. Don't play around and stuff, because like it's gonna be harder for you as you get older.
But do you think a 20-year-old has like the mental capacity and experience to be ready to settle down and be committed in that situation? Because as a 20-year-old woman, you're definitely not the same at 30, from what you were at 20. Like you grow physically, grow mentally, spiritually, and all of that. And
Yeah, I think he does, because I mean, look at, I mean, our grandmothers did it. They got married young, so what's the excuse for?
Mary Young,
they
that was the thing.
those suffered in silence. They was
Today.
committed to the process.
That's not even true though.
How do you know, Savage?
So so unfortunately, this is the problem that you have when women that are older make these kind of points. The only reason women value this idea of experience is because you have said live through experience, and you would be going against your bad decisions if you were to say that what you did was wrong. Experience is not good for women. Men don't appreciate experience. Like I don't want to take you to a restaurant and you know the menu. Like that is a turnoff. I don't want to take you to the Bahamas and then you show me this sweet little spot that you like.
Well, Savage, it seems like the whole show is over because, I didn't think somebody would bring clarity that soon, but the way you put that.
It ain't even that though. Show me something new. That's why I said, me being my age, I date older guys. Show me something these a guy my age. Come on, show me something.
So
Yeah,
I
but see,
go
but this
ahead.
is the issue. This is the issue. So if you decide to live a wild life and you want to learn something new, every dude that you end up encountering now has to jump it up to an unreasonable level to overcome all of your experiences. So you're going to end up chasing something that is not realistic.
And you know what?
Like,
I see somebody in something like that right now. But that's a good point.
Yeah, most definitely, man. The more a woman sleeps around, the more she just gonna like. And then let's say she sleeps around like, and then she finally finds that dude that she settles down with. She's gonna compare him to all the other penises that she done had, and she ain't gonna like him no more.
hey D, I got a question for you. How many times have you been dating a chick and you say something and you get into an argument and then the response to what you said was, "Well, my ex used to do that."
Yeah, that's definitely has happened to me, and it's just like like the more experience that you have and stuff, that the worse it is for you, because you're not supposed. Women ain't supposed to be sleeping around. Y'all were not built for that, and men ain't doing that either. But women definitely shouldn't be doing because you're letting somebody inside of you. You like old girl just said. What's her name? What's your name?
Spirit, Oliver.
Yeah, she said like you leaving all those spirits and stuff, and that's why a lot of these women are so crazy. Because let's be honest, a lot of these women ain't having safe sex. They letting these dudes hit raw, and they leaving all their the
And
residue inside of them and their spirit inside of them, and that's why their mind is so crazy. They can't get over old dude from back in the past, and they don't realize that this man ain't your ex. You know what I'm saying? Like you just keep doing this over and over and over again, and you're just gonna continue to compare your man right now to other guys and stuff. Like that's why like dudes should be very cautious with trying to wife up a hoe because she's they should be very cautious of doing that because she gonna be thinking about, oh, I remember when I got my back blown out in college by old dude. I'm gonna see what he doing now and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why girls with low body counts will always be winning. You know what I mean?
Wow. I
uh, I would say,
go
uh,
ahead, Spirit, Oliver, then I'll
I
speak afterwards.
I say that's not true because girl, what is you doing telling this man he reminds you of somebody else? That's like calling you that man name while y'all in the bed. You should never, if you petty and you childish, if you bring up your past into your forward relationship, that's just like with me. Even if he come tell me, well, my last girl used to fold my drawers to the right. Well, you need to go be with her because you don't need to be bringing her up.
Oh wow.
I agree.
Okay, thank you guys for all of it. So tonight's topic is the 40-year-old man or woman desirable? At this current time, we are talking about the woman. We are going to transition into the man very shortly. I do want to thank some new people that have joined the chat. We have here Mike Douglas Steen. I call him Mike Dougie, so thank you for joining very much. I appreciate you. I want to read some of the chats. Mo Love says, I got married at 22, also Blue Jay. So I'm guessing Blue Jay got married. Cheers and peace to happiness, married as well, unmarried. Mo Love, cute. We are soul sisters. Funny. Mike Douglason says, yo, the gang is in the building. What's up? What it do? We up in here. That's what Mike Dougie says. Distant Lights. Thank you for joining. Rise Girl always will with the killer video subjects. Oh, I appreciate that. Savage says, Blue Jay, I'm married and my wife don't work. And I say this in front of her. Red pill must work. Savage, you are by far one of the good men out here, and we appreciate all the good men out here. Question. So if a woman gives her body up before she gives it to a man, is she considered a whore, quote unquote? Because I'm hearing you guys, I hear D keep talking about the woman having sex and all of this. Like, couldn't she just be dating? Like, does everything have to equate to a sexual experience? And is that what you're going off of, or is it solely like the attitude and all this that you said at first?
Well, let me answer this with a very clear question.
Go ahead.
If I spend 2 to 3 nights a week at a crack house, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's horrible. It's terrible.
So why is it horrible? Because just because I'm in a crack house, it doesn't mean that I'm smoking crack. I could be sober at a crack house, right?
No.
Nah.
Okay, so when you're dating, we can assume you're getting drilled out.
Well, I beg to differ. There are a lot of people who practice celibacy. There are a lot of religious people who are Christians and Muslims who are straight to their faith. Those people are dating and getting married and not having sex and dating in different situations. There is a broader woman out there than the woman that it seems like you guys are just talking about. There's a woman who has went to college, who's worked, who's been focused on that and wasn't dating a man. There's a woman who was raised up a certain kind of way who didn't go out and seek a man. So it seems like you guys.
Girl, do you know what percentage of women are virgins when they're married? As of
I
today?
don't necessarily know what percentage are virgins, but I would think that same percentage of men are not virgins as well.
Okay, so when it comes to men from the ages of 18 to 30, the percentage of men that have not had sex or haven't had sex in a year is 30%. Women being married as virgins is 4%.
Holy shit.
There's a huge gap.
Savage, can you please tell me where you're getting these numbers from? Because that is out of this world.
So the CDC actually has come up with these statistics because they are super into sexually transmitted diseases. So they track actual people's sexual partners in surveys and things. Unfortunately, what you guys have to come to realize is that the more and more that women have had feminism and empowerment, the less and less saving your body has become a priority.
Good job. I like
and the more and more women are pushing for men to have more stuff. And as we all know, the economy, things are getting more expensive and people's wages aren't going up. So the probability of men having enough things to get women is a very small amount of men. So it doesn't seem crazy that most men are out here slaying.
I mean, slang, like, the terminology, like, wow, like.
Well, do you know the average body count for a man?
I don't know, and
the average is 8.
I think that's no. I don't believe that.
I don't know. I definitely think that. I would think that maybe it's more, but
If I just told you the men from 18 to 30 haven't had sex in a year, 30% of them, or never had sex, the incel community is quite prevalent on the internet. It's quite clear that there are a large group of men that aren't having sex. So to tell you that most men, the average number of partners is 8. How is that crazy?
I mean, I just, think that men have the free will to explore, so they explore. I think that it's encouraged for them to do those things. I know, some young boys who had 8 in their childhood, so it's just hard for me to think that,
but you do realize on the football team, there's only one captain, right?
I do.
Like we all know the joke about the lead singer gets all the women and the drummer is homeless. Like that's a trope in the music industry that the drummer's homeless
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't have a girlfriend. So we can all see that even in groups of people that are idolized, there's always a hierarchy in that. Like there's a water boy on the football team, but how many women are trying to get with the water boy?
Well, I mean that's well, see, that's what you men think, and that's what y'all keep feeding the community and feeding these platforms, that because it's a lot of water boys that's getting action, it's a lot of nerds that's getting action, it's a lot of women that like different types of men. It's not just the Pookies and Ray Rays out here just getting it, because those nerdy men can be just as devilish as what people say the Pookies and Ray Rays are. Um, I personally think that when I think about a 40-year-old woman and her being undesirable, I would like to think that it I would like to think that it has less to do with her body count and more to do with maybe her persona or her attitude, where she is in life, the fact that she may not be agreeable for whatever number of reasons. I think when we talk about the sexual aspect of it, that I think that's minute, but I'm not a woman. I mean, I'm not a man, but I'm starting to realize that it seems like you guys take that heavily into account. I do want to address some messages. Mike is talking to San Jose. That's what he's saying to her. Randy SoCal, that's their business, sir. So some guys are saying, who cares about it? Distant lights. I think men have like 7 women on average. Distant lights, come on. Blue Jay, I don't think it matters if you don't have, what y'all talking about, any STIs. That's all that concerns anyone new in your life. Okay. Randy SoCal, I really don't care who grown people are sleeping with as long as they not messing with kids and animals. I agree with that. Blue Jay says facts. Mike says D was good, bro.
Man,
Everyone is
shout out
talking
to
in the
Mike.
chat. Thank you all for joining tonight. This is my first live that I'm doing on this channel. I am so happy that I consider them day ones and great friends are in the chat, like Mike, Dougie, and D being on the panel. It means so much. And Savage, I'm so glad that you're here too. Means a lot to me. He is also a day one. So if you guys have not subscribed, if you guys have not told people that Roz Girl is live and she is camming up on her own channel and it's called The Reason at Roz Girl, please tell somebody so they can tell somebody and I can get some more subscribers and some more people in the chat. Please hit the like, please subscribe, please share the live, please donate. Everything is greatly appreciated. We have Spirit here in the back. I said a lot, Savage. Do you want to respond?
Do I want to respond? Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm. All right,
Response.
whoever. Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately, it has nothing to do. Like it does have something to do with body count, but you have to realize that men want fertility. Only men that don't have, like, only a small section of men don't want to have kids, and only men that already have kids probably don't want kids. So
I don't.
really, really, a woman that can't have kids, that's a downgrade. The longer a woman's single, the more men she's had sex with. That's a downgrade. So as women get older, the things that are going to a man's going to be interested are diminishing. So also, if you're 40 and you're single, you have got behaviors. There's a reason you're single. So all these things play together. It's not just one thing.
Well,
Yeah, y'all women, y'all just need to stop listening to all these people on the internet, man, and just telling y'all stuff so they can get y'all money and y'all likes and y'all attention and stuff. Well, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear Rasta.
Yeah, Roz, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
like a lot of y'all were just sold this dream, and
I
you know,
mean, there's so much. I'm more of a. I can't say that soul to dream because I was a girl that grew up with my father in my life. Even though him and my mom went together, he did stuff for me. We went places, we did stuff. Like he was a very active father to show me the things a man should do for me. And my dad still provides for me today. Like so, I mean, but like I tell people, it do get lonely sometimes. But it's crazy because it's sad in a sense that we can't find somebody to just say, "Come on." We can't have that kind of love because they're gonna be over here doing something. 9 times out of 10, he might even like me. He
see
might
that
somebody that like men. What about that? That's a
yeah.
lot of reason why a lot of us single.
Like I said earlier, a lot of y'all that are still singing your 30s and 40s, y'all had a good man, and for whatever reason, y'all didn't want to settle down with him, and now y'all got to deal with that in y'all's old age. But a lot of y'all just were fed this dream, this sold this dream that you can have you can go to school and uh like this is what I'm gonna say. Like, see, other races of women, they understand having a family and being a wife and stuff, and black women, they just go against that all the time. They don't ever want to settle down. They want to be, the rich auntie and stuff, but they don't realize that the rich auntie hates her life. Yeah, she does, Rise Girl. She may go on those fabulous trips and have all that money and stuff, but when she goes home and she got to lay on her bed at night by herself, she is miserable.
Women
And
like they get a dog.
yeah, like that. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, see, like a lot of those women, they get dogs and stuff to for as like a substitution for a baby or a man or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they're just so lonely, and it's just like a lot of y'all just gotta just get in line. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Just get in line, and you can have a man. Stop listening to all these podcasts
That's
and
the
all
thing.
this stuff, and
I don't
just
live
get in line.
in the la la land. I live in the now. Always have. I ain't like these other girls at all. I'm more old school.
1 second, Spirit. Let him finish, and then you can respond.
I was just gonna say, like, a lot. It's like I said earlier. It's simple to be with a man. All you gotta do is cook, clean, not talk so much, have sex when he wants, and you'll be good. You'll be good. But a lot of y'all minds just be all over the place, man. And y'all just need to just chill out. Just chill. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I told that 40-year-old girl that I was talking to. Like, you just need to chill. You know what I mean? Like, cause your way ain't working. That's what y'all need to realize. Y'all's way is not working.
You probably brought her problems and mess, D. Who knows?
I didn't bring up no problems. I was very good to her. But she was just she everything that we was talking about, she was that. She was very aggressive, very just always had something to say about everything, just on that feminism stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is why you're alone. This is why you in that studio apartment sleeping on an air mattress. If you get in,
That's too
you can
grown.
have the nice house and the two cars and all that stuff, because she's still a fairly good looking woman. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And
You would smash her, but you ain't trying to wife her, have kids with her, none of that stuff because she was 40 plus. So you already saw that from the get go, right?
no, I mean, I wanted, I thought she was really cool, and I wanted to build with her, but
Oh, okay.
just her attitude was just so terrible. And I
Can you
just
give an example of her attitude if you don't mind me asking?
it's just one time, like, we was talking and she just kept on talking and talking and talking. And I was just like, I was joking. I was just like, man, you a motor mouth, ain't you? And then she just started getting like, just started giving me like short sentences and stuff when we was talking, just being real patient. And it's just like, see, a real woman would be like, all right, I ain't gonna just talk as much. I'm gonna let him get his stuff off too. But she just shut down and was just like, oh, I'm just gonna just give him 1 2 word answers after that. And she was and also she was telling me that she was she basically admitted that she was a hoe. And she didn't say that. She almost said she slipped up. She almost slipped. She was like, "Yeah, I had fun in my younger years. Like I had fun in my younger years. You know what I mean? Like don't no man want no woman like that, man. And then you going, uh, man, she was just something else, man. Like
Mm. Okay, nah. Okay, I can understand. So you're saying she had a terrible attitude. So I posed the question: 40 and over, are they desirable or not? We were talking about women. It seems like the men have come to a consensus that women are not desirable over the age of 40. At least these men that we have on the panel. Savage had some great points, and so did D. I personally would like to think that, you know, I could see the reasons why that woman may not be undesirable, but I just wouldn't be as savage as y'all are with it. Like, I think that her life hasn't ended at that point. But in the same regard, I want to know about the man now. Is the 40-year-old man less or more desirable at the age of 40? What do you guys
Yeah.
think? Jennifer, considering that you are a woman, I think that it's only appropriate for you to answer this question first. Can't hear you.
Yes, he is more desirable after 40. He's more seasoned. He's more better. He know how to be a man. He's been a man, hopefully, to get to 40.
Mm,
Like I said, I date guys that's older than me. The last 2 or 5 years older than me. I try not to date anybody younger than me or my age because they really ain't my speed.
mm-hmm,
My
mm-hmm.
I mean, mind wise, likes and just different genres of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just different things we can relate. A younger guy, I don't particularly go for the always on the sitting. I know people that's 40 years old, over 35 that ride around with a PlayStation and a TV in the back.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, definitely.
TV with the coming to chill. You like, look at
Mm.
him chill. I know somebody 40 years old and actually just play the game all day. Won't take the woman to the movies. Got a good woman. Won't take her to the movies. She help pay bills. All
So,
that.
do you consider him a good man?
No,
Oh, okay, okay.
because that's all he want to do. He work, but when he get off work, all it is that video game. He don't want to take this woman nowhere. He know they're unequally yoked, if I should say.
Mm. So you think that the 40-year-old and the 20-year-old man mentality is completely different,
Yeah.
and in what ways?
The 20-year-old 9 times out of 10 ain't ready to be serious. The
Mm-hmm.
40-year-old is more serious. He knows consequences. He know repercussions. The
Mm-hmm.
40-year-old really don't care about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean, from where I'm from, I'm boys are very mature at a very young age. They're men at a very young age, as in taking their responsibilities and paying bills and okay, I mess with her, I'm gonna pay her bills. Type.
mm-hmm.
And I ain't just saying just because we mess around, you need to pay my bills, but just on that note, as a younger man, some men in their 40s don't do that. There's some men still wondering what they finna do with their life at 40. Some men still trying to rap at 40. It's doing 40 hours in a factory and go on the weekends and do shows and still trying to make it big.
So when a lot of men turn 40, they have to go get their prostate check and things like that. Their
Doing it. They not going.
their body starts to change in certain kind of ways, bone density, muscle mass, all those type of things, production of testosterone and things of that nature. Considering that all those things could happen to them or possibly happens to them, or you can get a 40-year-old man who's been through life, and he could possibly be
That brings me back to the story I was at earlier. I
he
was
could
talking to somebody.
yeah, he could possibly be hadn't had the best of life or anything. You
I'm
still
good.
think
I'm
that
good.
man is desirable? Those type of men are desirable over 40 still?
Over 40, 40, over, yeah, I would date somebody that's older than 40. I would date somebody that's 40. In
Mm,
40s, I would.
cool. Savage, do you want to answer this question?
So, men that hit 40
Thank you.
that are men that hit 40 that are still the men that have things that women already valued. See, the difference between men and women is if a man has the things he's supposed to have at 20 that he should have at 40, women desire him. If a man has the things he's supposed to have at 40, women still desire him. So the thing doesn't change for a man. Men always have a standard that women are looking for that makes a man desirable. The men that don't have the standard aren't desirable. So nothing really changes for the guy. Either you have it or you don't. The difference is women are attractive at 20, women are youthful at 20, women are bubbly at 20, but women lose that when they hit 40. So nothing really changes for the man.
Mm,
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
thank
as
you.
long as takes care of himself, he'll be good.
Mm. So, D, you're not quite 40 yet, but you damn near old. You almost there, right?
Don't talk to that man like that.
Um, would you say that at 40, I mean, at I guess 35 round about, you're a great catch for a woman? And if you had a 40 plus woman who is single, had no kids, never been married, um, Molly made at home, very domestic, things of that nature. And then you had this is 40, she's about 27, 28, and she has those same qualities. You're going to pick considering you're 35, you're going to pick who?
I'm gonna pick the 27-year-old.
And you're going to give your old body to this 27-year-old.
My old body. First of all, bro,
She could.
I,
Stop the cat, Braz.
I eat right. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to like a 40-year-old woman trying to date a 27-year-old man. Like it's just different. You know, for older men have a better chance of getting somebody than the older woman. That's just how it is. Especially if he got his money right and he got his body right and his mental state is right and all that, and he's got a good relationship with the Lord and all that. Like he good. You know,
Hmm.
y'all just need to understand that we ain't equal. All right, like
Hmm.
like our 40 and y'all's 40 is different. Like we can still have kids. Y'all can't.
So women clearly have an expiration date, is what you're saying.
Like
Um,
milk.
I'm I'm not saying that exactly, but the older you get as a woman, the lesser you're gonna be able to have a relationship and have a marriage. And if you do get that, it's probably gonna be a dude that you don't even respect. Like like I give you example, my cousin, like she was messing with this dude and he was a real alpha man, and she screwed that up. Guess that, and that's what she really wants to be with, but she ended up selling with this guy that is nothing like him. He ain't got no type of backbone or whatever. She be talking crazy to him. You know what I mean? She don't respect him at all. She be running him at all. So that's what's gonna be y'all's future if y'all don't get it together right now and at your young age. If any young women are listening right now, probably not. But if you don't get it together, you're gonna end up settling with some dude you really don't even like just to be with somebody.
So you're saying that your cousin is talking crazy and wilding out to her new man. not respecting him, and he is willingly accepting it because they're still in a relationship, and it doesn't make it right at all. So my question is like, do men make women submissive?
No, you should already be
You're
submissive
supposed to
before.
be submissive to every man.
You should already be if a man is a leader and doing what he's supposed to be doing. Well, you should be submissive anyway. Like it's either in you or it's not. Like I see that all the time. Like women be like, "Oh well, maybe he didn't bring out that he didn't he wasn't that man for you," and blah blah blah. Like no, you're supposed to already have that beforehand. I'm not trying to teach you how to be submissive. You should already have that in you beforehand.
I think Savage has something to say. Savage, do you have something to say?
Roscoe, why are you capping like this? One, let's be honest. Even if a man's 40, most times women aren't gonna want it when the man wants it. You guys aren't even with you guys being in your big ages, we still outdrive you when it comes to that. Second thing,
They say a woman's sexual peak is over the age of 35.
that's true, but still, you women are finicky, and the wind blows can make you have a headache. So let's not lie here. Also, at 40, you're not having all nighters and going to work without sleep. Let's be real. That's a 19, 20-year-old type of thing.
That's a lie.
Also,
Savage.
also,
Doing it right now, damn near 50.
also, women aren't submissive to every man. Do you know why they're not submissive to every man?
Why?
Because women don't even date every man. So the men that you date, you should be submissive to them because that's not any man. That's your man.
That's
Because
right. I
if
believe.
you can submit and have sexual intercourse with a man and not be dating him, that is submission. So if you can submit to him, but then you want to pipe up and give me lip when I'm paying bills or dating you, that is an unequal exchange.
Okay, I can understand that point of view, Savage. I think that was well put. Jennifer, I hear you. I heard you saying some things when he was speaking. You're in agreement with Savage?
I'm agreeing with him because I believe a man is supposed to lead. I believe a woman is to be seen and not heard. I believe that. Were you supposed to, when your man got company, you supposed to disappear. You supposed to be in there like we're watching the game with y'all. What y'all doing? Get that man face.
Mm-hmm.
Face because he gonna let you have yours. And to let you know, you talk about people over 40 partying like kids and go to work. I got friends that do it right now, and I'm finna do it in a couple weeks. But I ain't got to go to work. I'm gonna be on vacation. But
So go ahead, finish.
you can go.
Oh, I was gonna say the things that you said about the woman being submissive, like you think that he's to lead and everything like that. You don't think that that's dangerous for a woman to let every man
Take me on the right path that I know we supposed to go in. That the Most High provides. I'm gonna go.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at
Jump off but if you tell me right, yeah, I'm gonna go. Why you shake your head no?
He's shaking his head no to
I'm
me.
shaking my head at Roscoe.
Go ahead, Savage.
Roscoe, listen. You do realize that every relationship or encounter a man has with a woman is far more dangerous to him than it is to women.
Mm-hmm.
So for women to always have this fear in their mind, when like statistics doesn't show that women should live in fear. When it comes to divorce court, men get screwed. Custody, men get screwed. When it comes to false allegations, when it comes to all sorts of metrics, men actually are the ones that take the brunt of the negativity that happens between men and women. So for you to say, well, isn't that scary for a woman to take a man's lead? Well, then you shouldn't be with a man. You should live by yourself. Buy some cats.
Yeah, but I mean, but as we mentioned before, I mentioned earlier, and some people did concur, how at a certain age, women can be very naive. Men can pick up on that, sense on that, and they can be manipulative and all of those things. I don't think that every woman should latch on to a woman and take every man's lead. I think that she should have a man advising her, such as her father, uncles, or something like that. And someone should also critique this man and meet this man. I say that because I grew up with 8 brothers, 4 uncles. Like it just had
But
to it's done.
I
Oh,
agree
so you
with
know how
you.
to
But
fight.
I agree with you. But do you notice how you made a point about fear, and then I made a counterpoint, and then you try to introduce a man into the situation. So again, unfortunately, you shouldn't follow every man's lead, but you should follow your man's lead. If you date that man, you should follow his lead. It's
Mm.
that simple.
Have
It
a point.
doesn't matter the circumstance. But to say, well, isn't that dangerous? You're presupposing that following a man's lead is bad by saying that.
No, I'm not saying that, and I'm not opposed to following a man's lead. I think that a woman needs to have sound judgment and needs to be mature when she's dating a man. Because there are many situations where you're not being led in the wrong way. You can be led for years to be in a relationship and only be there and not get out of that, not be elevated and all those things because you're constantly leading this man. So you need other people to advise you, family members, someone that you trust, things of that nature, who can critique a man.
I understand that. But again, if you choose to be with said man, you should follow his lead.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
that simple. If you pick a bad man, you picked a bad man, you should still follow his lead until you leave him.
Mm. At what point should a woman start following his lead? Is it when she's married or
No.
courting him? Like,
Oh, yeah,
As soon as you guys are serious.
oh, yeah. See, what do you think about that, D?
I agree. You know,
Wow.
like you be having these girls on the internet talk about, oh, don't give a man wife energy when you just a girlfriend. Well, how you expect to be a wife if you don't do that when you're a girlfriend? You know what I mean? If you ain't being submissive, you ain't cooking and cleaning, doing all that stuff, how you expect to get that ring on your finger? You should already be doing.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Roscoe. How about men start saying, we only take women to dinner that we're married to. We only spend money on women that are our wives. How many dudes do you think you're gonna get wives from that action there?
I mean, I'm just asking. I was just asking the question, Sam. There. I think that there are levels to things and steps to things, and I think that is very dangerous for a woman herself to be wayward, meaning not having the protection of a man, and then to get into a relationship where you're getting to know somebody, but you're also pressured to follow his lead while you're trying to get to know him. I think that can be a dangerous situation for a man. For a woman. I'm not opposed to a woman following a man's lead, but I think that a woman needs to have sound judgment and advisement while in those situations.
Can you tell me when men say follow a man's lead? Can you tell me what you're thinking? Because it sounds like when we say follow a man's lead, you're thinking slavery. Like that's what it sounds like
What?
when you're saying this point.
No, not at all. I think that when I think about following a man's lead, I think about what a man would do for me in my life, provide structure in my life, detail our outlook and where we're going in life. He's going to protect me. So if I can't be outside at a certain night, or he thinks that it's best for me to be in, he wants to walk with me or pick me up or something, like I am following his lead. His decisions, I will give him my opinion and advise him, but at the end of the day, whatever he says is what I'm going to go with. That's what I
Okay.
think.
So following a man's lead is just not being combative for no reason. If a man says, "I'm taking you to dinner on Friday," be ready at 8,
No.
and you're free, go to dinner.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna have some. No.
See, that's the problem right there, man. Y'all want to follow
Following a man's lead.
If he
y'all,
said
It is.
that to me, I'm
y'all want to follow direction, man. That's why a lot of y'all in that age group is single and miserable.
But if I am working and
But
50,
he said if you're off,
Jennifer said, it ain't no time off. And I got to be with these kids and all of that. Nah, I don't got time for that right now. I would like for you to let me know ahead of time.
see
Yeah,
why
that would be ahead of time.
Asian women
If I say
understand.
be ready on Friday, that's prior to Friday, correct?
You get
right. I'm going, if you tell me that I'm going and I'm gonna be geeked to go, I'm gonna make sure all my ducks in a row to go.
See, I would say this, man. See, when the doctor tells you, hey, you need to take these pills on these days, okay. When the boss tells you, hey, I need you to work so and so and so and so, okay. And when your man tells you, hey, I want you to be ready at 8 or whatever, I can't do that.
I
Y'all
don't
giving it to
know what y'all did.
everything, every other man in society except your husband or your man or whatever. That'd be crazy to me.
Like when a dude says follow his lead, we're not saying if a guy tells you to give him your paycheck that you follow that, because that's obviously not that's manipulative. But if a man says we're going to this place for dinner, you guys go to that place for dinner. Like you don't argue about going to a different restaurant. Like that's what we mean by follow a man's lead.
Mm.
I had a woman do that to me one time, and I just was like, you know what? I ain't even mess with you no more. Like we good. All
Nancy
right.
that you have a point, Savage. She is in agreement with you. Blue Jay says for every divorced women you refer to, there's a divorced man as well. Stop playing. Totally agree.
Women divorce 80%.
Hi,
Women do have an 80% clip at divorce rates. So I don't like that's not a flex.
hi, Portia, and thank you for your cash app. Greatly appreciate your support. I don't think she's in here anymore, but thank I think that what you guys are saying is
Correct.
provoking. I mean, like, is there a right or wrong answer to this? Is there a correct answer to this?
I
There
mean,
Is
is.
Savage is
that
right.
right? Some people like older women. Some people like younger women. Some people
Yes,
like,
but
go ahead.
this is what you understand, Ross girl. There are guys that like to date 400-pound women and have
Mhm.
them sit on them. But that is not the majority of men. So when you ask us a question, as men, we're going to give you a rational thought based on probability, not possibility.
Mm.
So if you're a woman and like I have 2 daughters, I'm not going to tell my daughters, just wait till you're 40 because it's going to go swell. I'm going to give my daughters the best possibility and probability. It'd be best if you got married in your 20s. Don't wait till you're 40 with 3 kids. Like, I'm going to give them the best option. Is it necessarily mean it's going to work out? No, it doesn't always work out, but it gives them the best odds. Just like there are kids that grow up in 2-parent households that go to prison. But statistically, if you have 2 parents in the house, your kids are more likely to not be screw ups.
Understand that. I would never tell my daughter to get married at 20 something years old. I wouldn't, like, and I wouldn't tell her not to. I just think that I would push her into that thought process.
Well, I'm not going to push my daughters to go to college.
Well, everybody saying that. But no, when it comes to pushing the kid into it, I would say I would more. That's why I say I want to show. I would like to show my daughter that, so she know that's the way to go. You don't have to be from person to person, and I will start teaching her things I had to learn later in life. Like as far as it goes, spiritual wise. You know what I'm saying? Your body, things that I had to learn that I didn't get taught by my mother, or it was something that they didn't bring up or felt like they should have told us when it comes to that aspect. Getting married, I'll tell her, hey, if you whatever that, hey, that's on you. That's between you and God and whoever you choose. If you get married young, hey, you did something I didn't do. At least you've been married. You know, if you're gonna have kids young, that's your life. So what? People gonna talk, whatever. That's your life. You living your life. This how you want to live your life. These are choices you are making. Because
Mm-hmm.
in the Bible say after 13, anything you do that is on you. They don't fall on your parent no more.
After 13,
13.
that's kind of young, you think?
No, that's it's biblical. It's written.
Oh,
Look it up.
oh, okay, got it. Mm.
It's just real.
So, as a single woman and raising a daughter, you are open to dating and trying to basically find a husband and stuff. Are there any parameters that you have to do with your life in regards to dating, considering you have a young girl, as you mentioned?
Yeah, they won't meet her for a long time because I have support to where I can go see them. I have time. If they have time, we can go places. We can do things together. But as far as being around my child, no, I'll keep that part separate
Mm.
as long as I can. You know, if I see that that person, somebody I plan on being with, you know, then okay, they can come around. But I don't have nobody around her.
And while dating and knowing that you have a child, do you often date men who don't have children or men who have children?
If they have children, that's fine. If it's the same thing applies until it gets to that set. You
Mm.
know, I don't mind dating a man with kids. You
But
know, as
savage,
far as your kids being around and playing and stuff, no, we ain't gonna do that.
according to Savage and D, but men mind dating women with kids, though.
A lot of men like dating women with kids because they get food stamps and they got all the snacks. I'm just watching. I'm just playing. Just
So,
playing.
Roscoe, you have to realize that right now in the generation that we're in, men's view on dating is changing. When we were growing up, you saw a lot of stepdads, and those stepdads got respect.
Mm-hmm.
Stepdads don't get respect now. So
I
men
hate
have,
that, though.
because women don't teach the kids to have respect for the stepdads now.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you telling me if somebody been with somebody, okay, say I've been with somebody since my daughter was 2 and they 18. You think I'm finna let them disrespect him?
Mm.
I ain't finna let that
You,
happen. And he ain't finna let that. If he been raising you, paying the bills, doing what he's supposed to do as a man that your daddy couldn't do, you gonna
yeah,
respect
but
the man.
yes, but again, you you making a general statement, personal, doesn't it doesn't disprove the point. The fact of the matter is you can ask many dudes that have dated single moms. They'll tell you that the single mom will tell you that you can't discipline their kids. They'll
And
yell at you for yelling at the kids.
I just
Yeah.
think,
Like,
look,
See,
oh,
I knew not to really mess with women with kids because of that right there. You know what I mean? Like if I want to reprimand the kid can run to his mama. His mama most likely gonna be, don't say nothing to my child, and all this other stuff. I remember I had a relative that married a woman. She had 3 kids, and them kids ran over him. They didn't respect him or anything. And Savage is 100% right. See, people people don't. I mean, women really don't respect the stepdads. They just settle with the stepdads.
I understand that. But what kind of man is you to stay with a woman like that?
Nah, he didn't. He divorced her like very quickly.
They shouldn't have
yeah,
been together from jump. If your kids ain't gonna respect me and I'm taking care of them, I'm gone.
but you have to also realize that so the things that are shifting in this generation is when I'll be 35 in March. When my dad is my stepdad. All right. So like a lot of the guys I knew, they had stepdads. Their moms did stupid stuff. My mom did stupid stuff on my stepdad. But we get raised by these feminist moms that teach us that women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and we need to drag ourselves through glass to please a woman. And then you end up dating women when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, and then you actually see how vicious women really are when you've been being taught your whole life that they don't act the way that you were taught.
I
So
mean,
men now, what's that?
no, I was listening.
Could that be the same thing said for a woman with a man? When we realize, or when some women realize that men aren't what we were taught.
So that would be true if you didn't have Oprah Winfrey having deadbeat daddies and men ain't trash and men
Ricky
need to
Lake.
step up. And what's up with why are these men not taking care of all their kids and why are all these men in prison and why like we have my entire life daytime television has told us how bad men are. We have commercials that tell us that men have toxic masculinity. We have commercials telling men not to approach women. We have like we literally as men have grown up in a society in my entire life telling men how evil and bad we are. But if I come up here and tell you women these days are whores, most women are going to feel some kind of way about that. But if you come up here and say men ain't shit, nah, there's a lot of ain't shit men out here. Like men don't have this horrible reaction to men being bad. Women can see women do bad and men points it out and women feel some kind of way about it. So like the probability of a woman being raised to think that men are the best things on earth in this day and age is very unlikely.
It is. It's very unlikely and hard to find. It's hard to find.
Yeah, it definitely is hard to find. Um, I'm not dating or anything like that, but being a woman over 40, I'm actually 41. I still hold horn to like what I was taught um, a man is to be and to do, or what I was shown from my father, who is my stepdad, but I call him my father because he's been there for 39 years of my life. And you know what my grandfather, who is 86, who's still living, like the things that I've seen him do, like necessarily seek that, like go out there and say, "Oh, you like them," but knowing what it is to be a man and also knowing what it is to conduct yourself as a woman and act as a woman. I have to do those things too, so I seek that in a man. But I think that me being over 40, I don't necessarily try to get caught up in what's going on in the times. I try to just seek that person who still has those qualities and those values of like where I kind of grew up at, if that makes sense. I mean, I hear y'all saying like now it's hard and stuff, but we're not dating like the young ones. Like, do y'all like are the 40 year olds wilding out too? Did they never grow up?
Yes, that's very. You're exactly right on that. It's I mean it's 40-year-old women right now still in the club every weekend. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because at that point you should be done with that life, but a lot of them aren't. It's a lot of childish 40-year-old women out here, and society doesn't make y'all grow up.
Society doesn't make us grow up. Okay, next point. Take a chance to read some of the things in the chat. It looks like Blue Jay says not directed to anyone here tonight, but some are jealous that women with shared custody and I can experience a freedom they don't have. We can meet a man that's set and join his lifestyle. Oh, big talk for every. Oh, we read that already. Distant Lights joined the chat. He said, "Yup." He also said, "Yeah, even the Homer Simpson of the early '90s is way different than Homer Simpson of today." Oh, so he like killed my point completely. Very few positive male role models on media these days, and there's lots of kids getting parked in front of a TV or tablets with no good role models. Yeah, buddy, my daughter loves the tablet. It's like you have to pull it away from her. I appreciate y'all for joining me tonight on the panel and with this discussion. We are talking about 40-year-olds and are they desirable and the benefits of dating a seasoned 40-year-old in whatever way that they could be seasoned. Doesn't look like too many people think that women are what's hot and that men can keep going on for a lifetime until they're 80, and regardless, there's always availability to them. Some mentioned that the feminist movement and all those things can cater to women wanting to be on their own, but basically, even if they are smiling, have great Instagram pages, there's no joy to it. That is what the panel says. We have a woman on the panel who is over the age of 35, and she herself is saying that, she's not sad, but she's not stressing not having a man, but it would be nice to be with someone. I wanted to tie that in with loneliness and are these women and men experiencing loneliness? We have someone on the panel who is a widow. Is it a widower? I believe.
Yes.
And you talked about how even being a widower, not being quote unquote a baby mama or something, it's still hard to find a man to find some type of respect or joy for you, like you not like everybody else. So how has it been like raising a child and the father, I believe, is deceased as well? And then I believe you said it happened twice. I'm sorry to hear that. How is that? How is that like translating that into
Oh,
who was that vibrating like that? Yo, it's a live show.
Yeah, I think that's her. But what was the question again?
I was asking her how has it been
Oh,
the
talking to her.
transition. Go ahead. Did you want to say something, D? You can speak.
Nah. You was talking to her. Never mind.
Yeah. Are you there?
yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I was asking like how are you translating that and dealing with that, all of that good stuff.
How am I dealing with it? I mean, I was dealing with it before, because it was an on and off relationship, but I was dealing with it. But now it's just like, I would much rather have, I had a father, so I would want her to have a father figure. She has a godfather, but to have a father figure, and it's sad, because she wants that. But I can say my dad plays a big role as the father figure. He picks her up from school, helps me out, keeps her a lot, whatever. He does the grandfather job. He's very big on support. I have a big support system, which I mentioned before, but it's more, I don't say it's hard, but it's hard to date, respect, what type of person I want to date, who I'm bringing around her. You know what I'm saying? I don't even let people know I have a kid.
Yeah,
I don't say nothing.
I was gonna say that. How do you translate to a man that you're looking for a father for your child? Like you would hope that I would hope that I'm dating you and you could be father
But
to my
yeah,
child. Like how do you do that?
you can't because they don't want that. Some people do, then they want to play, but then you got to see where they mind at. If they ain't, like, if I feel like you ain't showing me enough to where you could be around her, no.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you are showing me that you're going to be that father figure, that don't mean you going to come in here giving orders. No, we ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't just come in the door giving orders. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to build a bond with her. Every time you come over here, we just laying down or sitting down watching TV, brushing her off. No, I gotta tend to my child.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I will make it possible to where we can do something, or I can even come stay at your house or anything. You can come stay over here. She gone for the weekend. Anything like that. I have the time. If you want to go out of town, we can go out of town. I have the time. But if I can't get it from there, I just give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
I just give it to her. We do stuff together. We go bowling. We go to the movies a lot. We go to the mall a lot. We go shopping. I make sure she know certain things. I take her out to the malls and show her different things, and I show her how. I go to work every day, so you can do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't just sit at home. Ain't nobody doing this for us. You know what I'm saying? It's just I try to put in her head it's just me and you, but I do want to show her that. You know what I'm saying? I do want to show her what a man is supposed to do for a woman. You know what I'm saying? What they can have together. You know what I'm saying? It can be like, that's sad, that's messed up. I see she don't have a father. I'm a man up. I love that.
So D, is it realistic to think that R Savage? Is it realistic to think that a man would want to date a woman with a child and be father like to that child? Now, as you mentioned.
Well, it's possible, but again, if you want a man that's going to step up as a father, you're gonna have to overcompensate, and you're gonna have to make his life easier.
Oh,
And any friction that you give him is going to stop that.
But Savage, I did that.
but
I
you be
tried to
what?
have that with
No.
someone. I tried to have that with someone, and they didn't grasp. And guess what? They try every way. I'm like this, and I know I'm going another. My life is shifting in another direction. I'm like this. If I have to, I will be by myself. But before I let you play with me or disrespect me or feel like you using me, resourceful, whether it's resources, whether it's finances, whether it's a play, anything. When I say play, I mean like a deal or some, a hookup I got. You can't give me that in return. Move around, move around, because I got me. What you
Yeah.
gonna bring?
So
Are you
my
willing to
so
overcompensate though? As Savage said.
my statement wasn't directed at you, Spirit. I was answering Roz's question.
Oh, I know.
But even even if a guy has a child and he gets with a woman that has a child, it's not equal.
Not at all.
Really?
Like that's what women don't realize is relationships are not equal with men and women. They're not equal because even if say you go 50-50, men are still doing stuff that you don't even pay attention to. If something gets broken, you're going to expect him to fix it. It's going to be cold one day and you're going to want him to go out there in the cold and clean off your car. Or you didn't stop to get gas because it was 10 o'clock at night. And the next day you're going to tell him to go fill up your tank. So, like, there's all these little things that women expect men to do, but they don't acknowledge that they expect them to do it. So, in your mind, it's equal, but it's really not because men are always doing stuff and being useful in multiple ways that women don't recognize. So even if he brings his own kid, he's still somewhat responsible for your kid. Like a man's not usually going to ask a woman to pay for something for his kid, but a woman is more likely to ask a man to support her child. So like it's not equal.
I I agree with you, Savage. I agree with you. I can see it not being equal, yes, but women would be stepping into a stepmother role, also doing a whole lot of things for that child.
I'm
Um,
not disagreeing with you.
I don't necessarily think it's a equal type of, like
This is what you have to realize, okay? If your man comes in and does something that bothers you, it's going to throw your mood off. You're going to be upset. You're going to think about it. It's going to come out in another way. So, say you wanted him to take the trash out, and
mhm.
he was tired, and he came in, and he didn't take the trash out, and he sleeps in just a little too long the next day. You're going to be mad still about that trash can. But when he comes home from work and there's no food, or his clothes are downstairs in the basement because you didn't decide to bring them up, and he's getting dressed in the dark, he's not going to say nothing. So, like, the way that women have relationships in their mind, men don't put these expectations on their wives or on women the way that women do. So, even in small things, like if I asked my wife to do something for me and she didn't have time to do it, I'm not going to get upset about it. But if a woman asks you to do something and you get hit by a car, she's still going to be upset that you didn't do the thing she asked you to do before you got hit by that car.
Savage, stop it. I mean, I can understand your point, but that is kind of vicious if a woman felt that way. But I can see where you're going with that. Thank you, Randy SoCal, for coming back. Thank you, Mo Love, for coming back. They put in the chat. It looks like Randy put in the chat that both of his kids' mothers are remarried and his kids are almost grown. He's single. Most women he talks to play games. Randy, are you an older man or a younger man, if you don't mind me asking? Blue Jay says it's more balanced than if he dies to have kids, though. Hmm. Okay. D, did you hear what Savage was saying when he says that it's never equal in the relationship? The man will possibly be doing more. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We do a whole lot more than y'all do. Y'all just got to do just little things to keep the man happy, keep the relationship going, and we have to do most of the work. That's just how it is.
Mm. Randy SoCal said women play games with say I'm cute and handsome and play games with me as well on YouTube. I'm not looking for a mother figure for my kids. Okay. So I think that should women seem to get looked at more harshly when they are dating with children than a man does who has kids. And I'm guessing this is because of what you said, Savage, that there is no equality in the relationship. So we're always going to be looked at as we're looking for someone to take care of our child. Is that correct?
Well, it's not even if a man, like, it's just reality. If I have no children, all right, and you have a child, okay, and we move in together, how many bedrooms do we have to have?
What do you mean? You gotta have two plus four. I mean, for the kid and myself.
Yeah, so as a single man, I can have a one bedroom. If I get with you, I have to have a two bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not paying for a two bedroom because I have children, but the rent's going to be more because you have a child. But you're still going to expect me to, you're not going to say, well, I'm going to only pay a third of the rent because I'm only one person. So just by that alone, I'm paying more money than I actually am taking up. So no matter, even if you directly want me to pay for your daughter's recital, I'm still paying for stuff. If I'm one person and I'm buying the groceries, I don't need to pay for three people because I'm one person. So if we were to be dating and get married, and I was like, I'm only going to pay for a third of everything because there's only one of me, you would look at me crazy because at some point there's an expectation that we are together, that I'm supposed to shoulder the responsibilities that are in this house. So it has nothing to do with like we view it this way. It's just how it works out. Like this isn't uh this isn't a business that lost money and the federal government's going to let me claim it on my taxes for the next 10 years. You ain't going to give me 10 years of not paying more than one person would be in this household. Like at some point in the near future, you're going to expect me to pay more or to do more. There's going to be a time that you're working or you want to hang out with your girlfriends. You want me to pick your kid up from school, or you're going to want me to take the kid to the doctor. I don't have any kids, but you're still going to expect me to help you with your responsibilities.
And that woman should be A1, should not give that man any problems. She should overcompensate in all areas because he does not have kids and he's making that sacrifice. That's what you're saying.
No,
Correct.
what I'm saying is,
He says correct. Okay, go ahead.
what I'm saying is, there is, as a man, we understand there's a burden of performance. We know when we get with a woman, there are certain things that we're supposed to provide and do for said woman. So, regardless of the fact, we don't live in the same. We don't view relationships in the same way. We just don't. Because if you have 3 kids, I have 5 mouths to feed. I don't have one. I don't have two. So anytime that we get with a woman, we know whatever garbage they've got going on in their life, we have to provide or do something. Why do you think that there's so many dudes that talk about women's school debt? Because we know that if we marry a woman with a bunch of school debt, we're going to be responsible for a bunch of school debt. Like, there's no part of a woman's life that we don't somehow become responsible for when we are involved with them, especially if we marry them. Even in divorce, if you have $100,000 in student loan debt and we get married, I can be forced to pay it when we get divorced.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, great way to put that. Like, I am by no means opposed to anything that you're saying. I'm just reminded of how great men are and how much I love men. Because they carry a lot of weight in the world and our weight as well. I truly believe that. D, so basically, because you agreed with Savage and you was like, hell yeah. If you chose to date a woman who had children, she needs to be top of the line with behavior and attitude and everything, correct?
Yeah, one mess up, she's out of here. I mean, like you already got a strike with the kids, so yeah, you really got 2 strikes with me.
How does she have a strike with the kids if you're choosing to date her and be with her?
That's a lot of baggage to deal with.
So, okay. So, Roz girl, can
Uh-huh.
you Blue Jay put in the chat? It's weird that you knew she had a kid, so you shouldn't be able to hold it against her. Okay. Can you bring that chat up for me?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Let me see. Is it up some more? Let me see here.
I think it's up more.
What do I do? Blue Jay, would you like to come on a panel and say your thing? Was it before this one?
No, let me.
Blue Jay been going off in the chat. Like,
She's been the whole time. She said, yeah, I don't see it now because there's so many messages. But long story short, she said it's weird to hold it against a woman if she had a kid. Okay, got a question for you, Roscoe. Hypothetical world. I've been sober for 9 years from heroin. Right? We get married. 5 years in, I start shooting heroin. Are you gonna have a problem with that?
yeah.
Because you know I had a history of using heroin in the past, correct? When you married me, right?
No, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Period.
Okay, so exactly. If you can have a problem with my baggage being a problem in our relationship, then a man has equal right to have a problem with your baggage.
But
And
I
that's
don't.
what's that?
Sorry. I don't think that, and maybe I'm looking at this completely, you know, maybe I'm looking at this with a whole lot of negativity myself, but I don't think that if you come into a relationship a former addict, and you are a former drug user, that you are carrying baggage. Like, I would see you as the man who you present yourself as. So as the man you present yourself as, I don't anticipate you deviating from that man. Or
Okay, you're right. So when we got together, you were taking care of your kid without me. So we're now together. So you should be able to do it completely the same way you were doing it, how you present yourself, correct?
I mean, yes, that could happen.
So then I can pay 1/3 of the rent, correct? I can pay 1/3 of all the bills, right?
But the child not paying no rent though. Like, it's no. Like, I don't have an answer for that because I I don't think that the 50-50 thingy should be going on like that. So,
I don't. I don't agree with 50-50 either, but the point that I'm trying to demonstrate
But I
is
can,
that
okay, yeah, let me go with
the
what you're saying. I understand
the
what you're saying. Yeah.
the point that I'm saying is just like when you met me, I was banging women, but once we get together, you want me to stop. Like
Mm.
this argument of this is how you found me, you shouldn't have a problem with me. Like we have to change to be in relationships. Like, and that's the issue. Like, if I'm going to be taking up the responsibility of a child that's not mine, I should be able to get some be you being cooperative. There should be a perk to this. It shouldn't be I don't get a perk and I pay more money. Like if that's the deal, that's a bad deal.
Wow, because the perk isn't just her. The perk is her being delightful and a pleasant to be around,
Well,
right?
but think about it. If I date a woman that's single, I don't have to deal with baby dad. That if she's single with no kids, there's no baby dad, there's no recitals, there's no school. There's all these headaches that you're not dealing with a woman that's single. But if we're supposed to accept these women that have children, then we can't stay out late on the weekend because we have a kid. Like we have to get a baby. Like there's way more things that have to end up being done. So once women realize like, hey, this is a negative, then you have to move accordingly. Just like my wife had a kid before me, and I
Mm-hmm.
have two baby moms.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not out here saying that I deserve a supermodel. I'm not out here saying that my woman needs to, like, I understand that I have face tats. I'm sober, an ex drug addict, criminal. I have a criminal history, and baby mamas. So, because of that, I overcome these negatives. But with women, women don't see the things that they have as negatives, but they still expect you to perform as if there's not a dent in this car. Like this is a 1999 Ford Tempo with 200,000 miles, and we want top dollar off the lot from 99.
Yeah, my thing is this, man. Women with kids, y'all should just stay with y'all's baby daddies. Just make it easier for yourself. You know what I mean? Just just make it happen with your baby daddy, man.
I'm definitely not co-signing that. I think that you should be with a man who provides a safe and productive environment for that child, in my opinion.
Yeah, women with kids, they just need to understand that you're not as desirable as a woman without kids, and yeah, like and you know, just like Savage said, man, if a man's taking you seriously and really wants to be with you, you need to be doing everything to keep him happy because you already got a big strike against you with that.
But
You
why
know,
is it a strike, D, if that man chose to date her and be with her? Why is that a strike?
and it's a strike, man, because you know that's somebody else's DNA. It ain't his, and he raising that. You should definitely be trying to make that
Did
work.
you say he raising that? Wow.
I mean, if he's raised some kids that ain't his and trying to be there for them kids that ain't his, you should definitely be doing what you need to do to make that work. Because most men are not gonna want to do that. Most men don't want to have like it's just like never
It's our
mind.
biology. It's
Yeah,
our biology.
it's like this, man. Like if a man most men want to have a kid with a woman that ain't got kids, and you know most men don't want to have a kid with a woman that got two kids. His first kid is her third kid. Like, come on, man. Like we are
Yeah.
the only uh 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 I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, we animals. You know what I'm saying? And we're the only animals that will take care of another person kids. You know, other animals don't do that shit. You know what I mean? And women just gotta understand when you got kids, that's a lot of baggage to deal with, especially when they're like 12, 13 years old and shit, and they don't want to hear nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot to deal with.
Thank you for that, D. Um, I- Savage. So it's my understanding. I'm only hearing from what you described, saying that you and your wife have a blended family. At one time, were you a single father?
Yeah.
And did you have difficulty dating women? Because I'm asking, did you have any difficulty dating women because they didn't want to date women with children, or did you have more so the difficulty because they weren't like serious? Like how did that work for you, if you don't mind? And no disrespect to your wife.
I've only ever had, I think, like, since I've had kids, I've only had like one woman tell me she doesn't date dudes with kids. Like, it was never a problem.
Hmm.
Like, I never had a problem. Like, I never had trouble with it. But like I think people don't realize the reason that this sounds as harsh is because most men understand their position and most women don't.
Mm.
So like, as a dude with baby moms and a messed up resume, I know that I have to work harder and do more to overcome that. So like Lee asked, he goes, "Does that go both ways?" Yeah, it goes both ways. Like, it goes both ways. But the difference is women don't like hearing that it goes both ways. Just like a dude that's 40 and has a decent job is different than a woman that's 40 with a decent job. Like, no dude has ever been like, man, Oprah Winfrey is hot because she's a billionaire. But there are plenty of women that says, Jeff Bezos, he's not that much of a looker, but he is a billionaire. Like, we're different.
I have heard men say they would drink Oprah's bathwater because of how much her money tag is.
But not that she was attractive.
Yeah, they never say she's attractive. No, like,
Yeah,
Correct.
Oprah ain't never been
Money,
fine.
and
my
I'm
money,
against
my
Oprah.
money makes me attractive. Money does not make women attractive.
Okay, got it.
Jeff Bezos with his weird eye makes him look good when he shows his wallet. When Oprah shows her wallet, she still looks like Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, look at somebody like Biggie. Biggie had women. Does Precious have a lot of guys chasing her? No.
Look at Lizzo.
See, look, y'all. See, it is not that y'all don't have to do that. There's somebody for anybody out there.
No, there is, but the problem is like, Danny DeVito knows he's a short, midget, ugly, ugly guy. The only reason he gets women, and he knows it, is because he's wealthy and famous. But Lizzo is, I'm not going to say she's as bad as Danny DeVito because Danny DeVito is a troll. But she thinks that she's Brad Pitt. Danny DeVito doesn't think he's Brad Pitt. Danny DeVito thinks he's a troll with money. Like, that's the difference.
I'm gonna get back to that, and I'm gonna say something about that. Randy SoCal says some of my baby mothers had no kids, and some had 5 already. Distant light. The thing is that what is stopping that kind of man going after a chick without kids? Respectfully, exactly as if somebody has kids to where it doesn't. Okay, I can't read that. Blue Jay, no disrespect. Lee says we're not animals. To what D says. Um, Randy SoCal says some women can make me faithful, want my full type, or I'm staying single forever and dates lots of women. I dated several very fine men. Okay, after I got divorced and I had kids, and they didn't. What is it? They didn't what? They didn't care. But I saw them when my kids were gone, so I chose kidless men purposely. Oh wow. Oh wow, Mo has the faces. So yeah, thank you guys once again for joining. Please hit the like, please share the live. D, what you gotta say?
Oh, we about to end it?
No, go ahead, D.
Oh, I mean, I just wanted to
I'm
say
gonna finish my
that.
my spliff. Once that's done, the
Uh,
show ends.
yeah, what I mean, yeah, like spoken like a true weed head. But anyway,
Anyways, this is what this show is about. I forgot to say that tonight. I hope you guys have a drink or some tea or something, whatever your vice is. Make sure it's healthy and all. Y'all know what I do, so that's about it. Go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to say, women with kids, y'all gonna have to lower your standards a lot. You know what I mean? Like you need to understand that you're carrying around somebody else's DNA.
So D,
Some
I can imagine that I'm sorry to cut you off. I can imagine that you feel like you're a prize because you don't have any kids. I know your mouth is probably fly with it. You leave and go just as you want to and please because you feel like you don't have no kids. And most of these women out here that you probably picking up got 8 kids and everything. Is that how it goes for you?
Yeah, I definitely am a prize, but I don't be going after women with kids because women with kids they just have a lot of baggage and they're usually very like they're not very mentally stable and and let's be honest, like the baby daddy is always gonna have access to her.
What? I mean, and I hate to show any type of feelings towards what you guys are saying, but D, you are like, what? Like,
It's just the truth, man. You know, the baby daddy is always gonna have access to her, no matter what. And
in what
it's
ways, D?
what you think.
I am unfamiliar. Please help me, enlighten me.
Not
He could still
conversation.
he could still hit it.
No, I definitely don't think that is.
They
How do you
like
guys
no,
think
keep it
that?
no, let's keep it real. You know what I
Nah,
mean? Like when a woman has kids with a man, she really wanted to do that with him. She really seen him in a certain type of light.
she did.
So
And
she's always gonna love him. She's always gonna have love for him. He's always gonna be in the picture.
he's in the picture for that child, not for that woman.
But let's just say like this. Let's say like a woman with kids, she meets a good guy or whatever, and he's doing
Go
his
ahead,
thing.
Distant Light. Hold up, D. 1 second. A person Distant Light said, I wouldn't mind being a stepdaddy if I like the woman enough and the kid. Oh, he gotta like the woman and the kid. Good. That's the question I want to ask. I would do the best to fill in the role as a father figure. Oh, y'all. I just need we just need some silence for that because I appreciate that comment and what he said. And it shows that there are some good, wholesome people out here. And Distance Lights, that just captivated my heart. That just really captivated my heart. Cause Savage and D up here, Lord Jesus, Lord. Go ahead, finish what you
Bef-
got to
No,
say.
I was gonna say was
Before
like
you have a
the
heart attack,
yeah, I was gonna say that the baby daddy is always gonna be in the picture. He's always gonna have access to it. And I was gonna say this, like she could definitely leave the good man for the baby daddy. Let's just say like the baby daddy, he's like a pookie or something, and he cleans up his life a little bit. There's a great chance that she'll leave the good man for her baby daddy. So what man wants to be put in a situation like that?
I think that's already coming with a defeated mentality. Like once the fact that they may have wanted to have that child, or they probably didn't consent to having a child, and the child just came out of nowhere. I think that most times, once a woman and it might be less than what I think it should be. I think that once a woman makes that decision to no longer mess with this man, and he's no longer in this child's life, she definitely ain't dibbling dabbling back like that to have sex with him. Like that is a hatred, blood boiling type of situation. And if a woman is dealing with a man who's not taking care of his kid, then she's I hate to say a scumbag, but she's terrible. Like that's terrible in my opinion. So I just no. I think that no men, baby fathers do not have the can get back with their baby mamas whenever they want to. That is I think a telltale, and most women would say that we are not that desperately dumb to keep going back to these men like that. Like, come on, come,
Rose girl.
go ahead,
Okay.
Savage.
Can
Yeah,
you
bring
pull
it
up?
home.
Can you bring home District Lights or whatever? I forget his name. His chat, because I think you. I think this goes to show women's outlook.
Hold up. What he said, I gotta go back and find it. Hold on. Distance Light said the one about him saying like he would be a
He'd
step.
be a stepdad. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's wait. Let's wait to speak on that too. I find it because that was a really great comment, and you don't really see good things like that in the YouTube chats often. Y'all, I can't find it. Distance Light. Can you find it? Can you help me? I'm going up. Let's see. Is
Yeah.
it
So it's under. You have to go down towards the bottom. It's like the 10th one up.
the 10th one up?
Yeah,
Okay.
from the very bottom.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 went up. I'm on Mo.
Yeah.
Back.
So Mo says D. Mo says,
Thank
did you
you,
find it?
Savage.
Okay. So let's break this down before you have cardiac arrest.
And don't
I,
disrespect this man either.
I'm not going to disrespect him. I personally wouldn't mind being a stepdaddy. Most men wouldn't mind being a stepdaddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comma, which you don't see in the message. If I liked the woman enough, okay. So
Okay.
guess so he's saying that if she's worth it, he would do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so guess what? The issue that you're failing to see in the statement is he's not going to do it if she's combative. He's not going to do it if she has an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do it if the kid he can't discipline. So it's not that men are unwilling to do this, it's that women don't realize that they are doing things that stops men from doing this. It goes back to that statement of D said, how do you expect to get promoted to married or promoted to being a wife if you don't do wife things? A lot of the women's views on things is what stops them from getting with men. If more women were more pleasant that had kids and wasn't on some bull, there would be more men that'd be stepdads. But the climate does not bring that out of women, is why what me and D are saying.
Mm. Yeah, and I really appreciate that what you and D said. I never really looked at it like that. As I mentioned, I've had a stepfather for 39 years. My parents are still married, and I never really thought about like the dynamics of that, or the expectations of that, or him coming into it like that. I just always saw my dad as loving and caring, and I always looked at it as he accepted me because he loved my mom. But now I'm thinking like was she like overkill and exceptionally well to keep this man taking care of us? I don't want to say that, but I'm just just
Well, you got to think if they're still married, then your mom's doing the right things.
yeah, they're still married. They've been together since they were like 13 or something, like crazy.
So the point of it is that most men want kids, and most men men are more willing to compromise when it comes to their rules, and they're like a guy is looking for a reason to qualify a woman. Like a dude will literally be like, she has a nice butt. Women will say, he's wearing the wrong color shoelaces with those shoes. Can't do it. He has an Android phone. Can't do it. So our whole worldview is different. Men are more willing to put up with stuff. That's why most of the time men don't leave relationships.
Hmm.
But going back to I don't want a headache. I don't want your kid and a headache. I don't want your kid, your baby dad, and your attitude. Like Like, women aren't willing to pick a struggle and then overcome that struggle.
Mm,
Women like to sit in all of their struggles
mm.
and then put the blame on the man.
Wow. Wow.
And that's the point. Like, as a dude, if I make 50 grand a year, there's a I want to make 100 grand at some point.
Mm,
Women are like, hey, I have a bad attitude and I have 3 baby dads. You knew this when you met me.
mm.
Like,
Wow. Wow. Some really strong views on how us women are. Blue Jay says, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't mind them kids. I wouldn't just want the experience if the first child to be shared with a new father as well. What Distant Light definitely agree with you, Savage. He says if the woman gave him problems, he'll be out. He also says it also depends on the age of the kid. Mo Love says no D because D probably says something appalling. Lee says yup. Mo Love, he doesn't always have access. I believe she's speaking on like if you had a child's father or something, that man doesn't always have access. So someone else thinks that as well. Randy SoCal, that's cool. Uncles are okay, but a real father is better. Okay. Alrighty then. um, I didn't know that this topic was going to go here. I thank you both for what you guys are saying. It is really enlightening and helpful to me. Oh, the 40-year-old woman, I could see how she could have some hiccups. I still want to believe that the 40-year-old woman is desirable and hope is not lost. There are some 40-year-old women who do have kids now, and now that we're speaking on step parents and those roles, how I would think one of the biggest problems is incorporating children into the relationship, discipline, and all those kind of things. When you say a woman is supposed to take a man's lead, is she also supposed to allow him to discipline the quote unquote child, which are now his stepkids, and take
Hell yeah. If I'm
yep.
paying all the bills and I'm buying them clothes and shoes and shit, then hell yeah, I should be able to discipline them.
I did not expect that, D. I really thought Savage was just gonna walk in with his nice calm tone, but you just blew it out the park. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, if I'm taking care of him and take him to the basketball games and doing all that stuff that his daddy should be doing, then yeah, I should be able to reprimand him when I feel like it, when he's acting up or she's acting up.
And you think you should be able to, I mean, some parents don't believe in corporal punishment or belts and stuff. Like, if that is your type of
That's
discipline, you think
women.
you should be able to do that.
Yeah, I should be able to do that, and the mom should just shut up and let me do that, because if I'm the one that's running things around here and taking care of him, do all that, I should be able to reprimand him as well.
Oh, okay. Understood. Understood. And if y'all can't come to an alignment with the discipline as far as like that child is concerned, that's a no go for you and that woman.
Yep.
Yes, it's definitely a no go with her, and then I'll just tell her, see, that's why your ass is single right now, because you don't know how to fall in line.
Unruly women teach their children to be unruly.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay, so Savage, this is my okay. What if you're not teaching the child to be unruly? You two just have two completely different discipline styles.
Okay, so let me give you a great example. So if you look up San Francisco and you look up how many retail stores are going out of business and moving out of that city, do you think it's possibly because they don't arrest people if they steal under $1,000 worth of stuff? Or do you think it's because they're punishing them that these stores keep getting robbed multiple times a day and have to move out of the city?
Uh, I'm gonna go with the first one.
So clearly, the people that passed that law, they disagreed with corporal punishment. So the people that are going to be doing the bad thing are like, hey, I was going to do the bad thing anyways, but now I'm really going to do the bad thing because there's no consequence. So if you don't agree that for under any circumstance your kid should get whooped on his butt or her butt, then you're teaching a kid to be unruly. Because if you're going to tell me under no circumstance, and then I come home and your kid caught the trash can in the house on fire, and you tell me I can't whoop that kid, well, then clearly you just don't care about your kid.
Oh my God. Savage. I think that is no. I mean, I can understand that, but I don't think that not whooping your child means that you don't care about your kid. And before I get back to that, I just want to read the chat because there were some really good comments coming in about this discipline thing. Randy Distant Light says you have to be able to discipline him. Randy Sokal says, I let women go if that's what they want. Discipline is between two biological parents, in my opinion. If the father is active, let him handle that.
She can go be with him.
A man in active discipline is the one core requirement of his role in raising a child. So I actually want to speak to both of those comments. What Mo said, Savage, and D, what are your opinions about that? And what do you think about that? Because what do you think about that? And then what this
And what I think about it is, if he in my house and he acting a fool, he or she in my house they acting a fool, I'ma handle it.
Okay, but when she says if that father is active, he's living in your house, but the father comes over, takes the child every weekend or 2 or 3 days out the week, is
I ain't waiting
providing for
around. I ain't
him.
waiting around for him to come over there and handle it. I'ma handle it right then and there, cause I'm the
The
one that's
only
running things around here.
the only way that's working if he's paying if I'm paying a third of the bills and her baby daddy's paying the other 2/3. If $1, if one of my breadcrumbs goes into that kid's mouth and that kid gets mouthy, then I am punishing that kid. Like, you are not going to make me responsible for this little bastard and then tell me that I can't discipline him. That's called slavery. Responsibility without authority is slavery.
Whew, wow.
And
That
if the father was a real one, he let me do it.
okay, so do you feel like you could have a conversation with the father prior to that? Like, I mean, you don't feel any type of
No, well, I don't mean to cut you off, but
okay.
if me and the father have a conversation, he'd be like, "Oh, well, you can't discipline my kids." All right, but like, all right, well, move their asses in with you, and I can just stay with the mama then.
Oh my God, you is terrible. Whew.
I'm I'm telling you right now, if I had a conversation with old boy and old boy told me that I couldn't discipline his kids no matter what they did in my house, not only am I gonna whoop his ass on that porch, I'm gonna be sending his baby mama and them kids to his house right after.
Ooh-wee. Okay. So in regards to what Mo says, I can understand her perspective.
She should. Then why isn't the baby
I
mom with him?
I agree that because the relationship doesn't work out, but that doesn't mean that man stops being a father to his child.
Okay, so their relationship stops working out. So now their relationship doesn't work out. So now her baby daddy's in my relationship. How does that make sense?
I, I'm I, he
Am I gonna have am I gonna have to call him and ask him for permission to slide, or do I get that grace?
yeah, I think you have all that grace. Respectfully, Mo, I'm never trying to disrespect you. Savage, why would you say that? But I am saying I think that the relationship and what I get from this is that her father, that the child that her children's father and her have a relationship, or if that man is active in the children's life, then she can always go to their father. She doesn't have to go to him to discipline the child.
Yeah, she can give custody to him.
What? So she needs to give custody of the kids to the father?
So let me get this straight.
Go
You're
ahead.
telling me their relationship didn't work out. These bastards are in my house. I'm paying for
Why they gotta
these
be bad,
bastards.
yo? Wow.
These bastards are living in my house, eating my food, messing up my couch, and you want me to watch these kids do dumb stuff and me not say a word and call another man to come over to my house to regulate my house? That seems more logical than you telling your girlfriend or wife to send them kids to their dads to live.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that. And D, I know you concur. You know me. I can see the point of view. I think that if the kids are being raised by that man and that man is in the house with those children, then he should be able to have some say so, and the mother and that step parent should be able to come to some type of agreement when it or alignment when it comes to how they're going to discipline the child. That's what I think. I don't think, and then you let the daddy know he's on the outside, but I don't think that father spends nearly as much time with that child as that step parent would if that child is living in a home with the mother and the step parent. Um, Also, Distant Light says a man enacting discipline is one of the core requirements of his role in raising a child. So, any man who takes on a role is supposed to instill those things in a child. Is that what y'all saying? It's not up to the father to do that if he's no longer in the home. It now becomes your responsibility.
So this is the thing. I set the rules in my house. It's my house. I pay for it. All right. If you're gonna tell me that I'm supposed to say screw my house, I'm not gonna set any sort of rules. I'm gonna call another man to come over here and set his rules. Them kids don't need to be here. They can pack it up and go over and be with their daddy. Like if you it the mom should like beg that man to come back. She better she better do something because if the only person that can ever punish these kids is their dad, then you do not need to be with anybody.
Oh wow. What if that's an agreement that the two biological parents made with each other, like prior to them separating or as they separated? Like, if we have any issues with the child, we're going to consult each other first, always, and I will let you do that part. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't respect that, even if she came into the relationship telling you that agreement was made.
Oh, we there wouldn't be a relationship. No dude is gonna do that. No dude's gonna do that. Like again, like that's like me. That's like me coming into a relationship and telling you, hey, I sleep with my baby mom once a week. That's just something that we worked out.
What?
So so she might be over here on Saturday.
That is not the same thing.
It is because I'm entering another woman, and you want a man to come into my house and regulate my house.
I don't think that's the same thing,
Have
Savage.
you?
I think that that's outside of the kid. I think that um
Where are those kids at?
the kids are with the parent who chose to leave the relationship and take the responsibility of raising them.
And where are those kids at?
they're with whomever that new partner is. If they're
In
living.
my house.
Mo Love is saying that that's not love. That's mainly control talking.
Well, Mo Love, I rock with you, but masculine men are controlling, especially in a situation like this. Ain't no kids finna take over my house. All right, whether they step kids or not. Okay, you can get up out of here and leave. If I can't discipline them kids, all y'all can leave. That's what happened. That's nah, for real. That's what happened to my uncle. He married a woman with three kids, and the kids was acting like the final straw was one of the kids was just acting a fool, and he told her to sit down somewhere. She run to the living room and tell her mama. Her mama run to the back where he's at and was like, "She ain't got to listen to you." And then she go back to the living room. He was sitting there thinking about what his next plan was. He got up and told her, he's like, "All y'all get up out of here." And then that's when they got divorced. And
Yeah,
that's how a
so
real man handles it. I ain't running to the biological father. Oh, your kids are acting up over here. Come over here and do it and handle this. No, I'm gonna handle it. And if I can't handle it, all y'all can go.
listen. So so my son, when he started going to school, do you want to know what I told my son?
What'd you tell
I
him?
said, I said, you have my last name, which is my father's last name. You will not go to school and bring shame to our name. If you don't act right in school, your mom's gonna call me and I'm gonna leave wherever I'm at. I'm gonna come bust your ass. Guess what? I get told every time I go pick him up from school. Your son is the most well behaved student here. Like, I'm not going to be picking up some badass kids from school, and then I got to call another man to fix it.
Oh Lord, y'all are cracking my soul right now, but being so authentic, and I appreciate it. This delight says Savage is right. Randy So Call says, yeah, that's true. We didn't play around with our mom dads. Let you get away with more growing up in the 70s and 80s for the comments in the chat. Mo Love says Savage want to fight somebody. He got that strong energy. Uh, Blue Jay says he spanked when they were younger, but it was warned in advance and very structured. But I still wasn't really happy about it. They were well-adjusted boys, so I can't complain. I believe she was saying her and her ex-husband, I believe, don't spank their children. She says that his voice is, good for them. Mo Love says it's called healthy co-parenting. See, Savage. Mo Love also says that's control. Randy So Called, no man is touching my kids unless he's the grandfather. See, Savage indeed. And some men out here who are like, nah. um, Respectfully Savage and some are laughing. San Jose is laughing. Distance lights, yeah, I know you can have a place and other random kids run buck wild in it. Thank you guys once again for staying with us in the chat. Thank you guys for being on the panel with me. I greatly appreciate it. The conversation is lovely. Um, so how should the mother get the child in line then? Because it's a lot going on for that mom. Like you guys are saying that, yo, it's my way or the highway. It's gonna be like this because I'm taking care of you and that child, or I could be paying rent by myself, according to Savage. So, what is she supposed to say to the child? And when does what this man is doing for her come off as loving and because he wants to, opposed to, as Mo Love said, kind of like aggressive and controlling and all of that? I mean, like, I don't get that from what you guys are saying.
So, what you have to realize when it comes to men, men only control things that they love.
Mm.
So, if I tell you, no, You shouldn't go to downtown Cleveland at 3 a.m. It's not because I don't think that you're capable of going to Cleveland at 3 o'clock a.m. I know that there's wild men at 3 o'clock a.m. doing dumb stuff in Cleveland. So I'm telling you not to do something to protect you. Just like if I'm dating this single mom and she's got her kid and we're in public and there's a shooter or something crazy pops off, what do you want to bet? She's not going to call the baby dad and tell the baby dad to show up and stop the situation. She's going to expect me to step in. Correct?
Yeah, you're supposed to. Like, you
So,
lose her and her family. Like,
okay, so if I'm supposed to protect you, then you have to listen to me. You can't, like, I can't, if I tell you not to go out to this bar and you go and something bad happens to you, it's not my fault. I can't protect you if you don't listen. If we're in a fire and I say go right and you say no, I'm going to go left and you die, it's not my fault.
mm-hmm.
Like, I have to have control over you and the situation to be able to protect you. That's just how it works. It has nothing to do with not being loving. See, men show their love through action. When I don't feel like going to work, I get up and I go anyways. When I get home from work and my wife is complaining about the trash being taken out and I haven't even taken a shower or put my lunchbox down, I just take the trash out. Men show their love through action. So we do. So by taking care of your kid, that's not mine. By paying for your kid's food, that's not mine. I'm showing love to you.
Wow.
Just like if I have a kid with you and I put that kid in private school, I'm showing love to my child, but also by me loving my child, I'm showing and honoring you.
Yeah, a lot of women get caught on words and emotions, and they want to hear it and hear you voice it. As you said, I can see a man wanting control of that situation, to protect his family and things of that nature, but because it doesn't sound so good or whatever like that, we kind of see it a completely different way. I also don't think that the woman should just do because you've chosen her and her child. And some part of it, I also think that it's a choice that's made by you, and you should willingly accept what comes from it, if that makes sense.
No, because that's just you trying to co-sign woman's bad behavior.
I'm not trying to co-sign women's bad behavior. I'm just saying that
You said verbatim, whatever comes with it.
because it could be good or bad, it could be difficult, it could be rough, it could be easy. I'm just saying.
When
You know,
have you ever heard someone say whatever comes with it and mean anything good?
I mean, like, I try to look at both sides of it, Savage, like all the parts of it.
That's because you're a woman.
This is like I said, yep, that's a great point. Taking care of a kid that isn't his is a point of love towards a kid's mom. Wow, you guys are like, wow, wow. Go ahead, keep talking. D, what do you have to say out here? Savage, you're like knocking it out the park today. I really like coming on the panel talking to people and I'm kind of enlightened and it goes way past what I thought the topic would be. Like I said, I came up here talking about are women desirable and are men desirable, and you guys have just we've kind of touched every aspect of like many relationships, and I appreciate that because I'm seeing things differently. um and like I can understand probably a male's perspective. Now I don't want to say I can understand I could walk in your shoes. I can understand your point of view because I kind of like grew up like dudes are with dudes and girls are with girls, and I never really worried about what the man was doing or what he was thinking type thing. So when you're saying this, it makes me kind of think outside of just that girl population that I was in outside of my brothers to like, seeing a different perspective of what most men could think of a 40-year-old with kids or a woman with kids and all of that. So thank you.
Yeah,
I think
if you're a 40-year-old with kids, man, you really need to just get in line and all the things that you were doing before, you don't need to be doing that now with the new guy because that's a lot to take in with, when it comes to dating a woman with kids. That's a lot for a man that ain't got no kids. So, 40-year-old women, they just need to what I'm saying, like just be cool and don't mess it up.
Most of them to the right God fearing man, fearing one finds me. So, you're speaking as if all 40-year-olds have kids, but what if you meet a 40-year-old who doesn't have kids? Like, would you be willing to have children with this woman? Because women can still have babies well over 35, contrary to what people like to say and think.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
still
she, she got a mind right. We could do that, but I've noticed this, like a lot of 40-year-old women that are still attractive. They are very uncompromising until the looks fade away, and then they want to have a sense of humility. But
Y'all is
like
treacherous.
because I'm gonna keep it real, like 40-year-old women are like Eartha Kitt. Have you ever seen that interview with Eartha Kitt where she was just like compromise? Yeah, right. And Eartha Kitt died alone.
So you're saying she needed to have died with a husband because that would have made her a
Yeah.
wholesome, honorable woman.
Yeah, I mean, she talking about I'm not gonna compromise and all this stuff, and that's why a lot of women die alone because they're not willing to compromise, and they do this their whole life, and then they end up and then they wonder why they're like 67 years old in a nursing home by themselves.
A lot of women would say that men play a lot of games in the woman's younger years when they're in their prime. When the woman is 20, 25, 28, the men are playing a lot of games. And then when they get older, when that woman gets older, that man doesn't want them. That's what a lot of women would say. And then when that woman is older and she's ready to settle down, or she's been ready to settle down most times if that man would do it, um, now she's too older. She doesn't have what she used to have, or she's matured and become this different woman who, has probably learned from certain
it's
situations,
all cap.
needed to change some things within her. So is it like a catch 2020?
No.
Because go ahead, Savage.
Okay. So this is what women fail to like. Women like will look at responsibility and see act like there's like Ray Charles out here. Right? If you're dating dudes that are playing games in your 20s, it's because you're dating dudes that are good looking. There are dudes that have other women that want to be with them. They are the cool guy. They got like there's something about them that makes them attractive because women only worry about finances and future when they hit the wall, when they get older. Women aren't looking for security at 19.
Mm.
That's not the common narrative for women.
Yeah, I don't think
Women want to,
women are looking to be married and having kids at 19 either.
but that's not the problem. The problem is women are looking for fun at 19, and boys that are fun play games and aren't gonna ever like they're not gonna be husbands.
But how many how many boys at 19 are really serious trying to wife a chick up, marry her, have kids, make her an honorable woman? How many guys are actually doing that? They're not actually doing that.
there are
But
plenty
you
of
know that there is a difference in between, So at least in my community, I haven't seen a lot of guys do that.
but again, regardless of color, women these days chase fun. The whole idea of saying that I don't think a woman should get married at 20 is completely and utterly saying that women should have fun and experience things to figure out what they want, what they like, which feeds into, because you're not dating the nerdy guy that might be going to MIT in college.
I when I say that, I am saying that the woman should continue to invest in herself, grow as a woman, know what she wants in a man because she knows herself. She needs to take that time out just as a man needs to do that in life too. That's
Roscoe,
what
how
I'm
do
saying.
women
Rise girl, that's
how do
just a
women
nice way.
find themselves?
What?
How does a woman find herself?
Rise girl, that's just a nice way of saying, oh, girls need to have a whole phase, get that out their system. And then when they hit 30, 35, 40 years old, then they should be looking to settle down.
I am not saying that. I am saying some girls go to college, some girls travel the world, some girls just sit at home after 18, those years that are developing, the brain's developing, the body's developing, you're becoming and understanding what a woman is and what your position is in this world and how you're going to handle that and take that on. It can be a lot for an 18-year-old young girl, 19-year-old, even a 25-year-old to bear a baby and have another baby because she's married to this man and he wants kids. And she understands fully that's her responsibility, but she still has to develop. She still needs time to grow. But she's so caught up in that responsibility to that man that she isn't allowed that. So I am saying that no, I don't think for those reasons. No, I don't think that. Finding
Okay,
yourself is knowing what you can take, knowing what you can deal with, knowing if you
Roscoe,
can stand in it.
Oh, that is a crock of bull.
It is
Roscoe,
not.
Roscoe, Roscoe. If a girl graduates from high school at 18 and she decides that she's gonna do a year trip of Europe, what do you think this 18-year-old girl who's in a foreign land is going to be doing in Europe?
She's going to be traveling the world, speaking different languages, eating different types of food, Savage. That's what she's going to be doing. What she told her parents she's going to go do.
Uh-huh. And do you think that a woman that's 18, that's in Europe for a year, do you think that she's going to be interested in men that are fun or men that are square?
I don't know. To each his own. I think that she will explore different men in a different country, dating them, going out with them, learning the culture, the language, all of that.
Okay. So, do you remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Do you remember Carlton?
Yes.
So, do you think Carlton was out there breaking hearts? Do you think he was playing mind games? Do you think that he was sliding in, ejaculating, and evacuating? Do you think he was that type of player? Do you think Carlton was doing that?
I don't. I mean, like, that's not how the character presented itself. No.
Okay, so again, you're going off of this premise, as in when women are dating men, that they're dating Carlton, and Carlton is out here just acting a fool. And we all know that's not the case. So when women date these guys that are not Carlton and they get played and they get bitter, that's not Carlton's fault. But after they've had all their fun and they've done all of the things that they thought was going to be great, and Carlton was nerdy, and he's now 32, and he's really got something going for himself. They want to get with Carlton and bring all the baggage of Will into Carlton's relationship.
Man, that's a fact. I know a girl like that right now. So this girl, she got a kid too, and she was getting ran through by all these dudes in the hood, and she settled with this guy that's the exact opposite of her baby daddy and the guys that she ran through. And just recently, I was in the store, and I hear her on the phone screaming, "I ain't cooking him dinner this week. I ain't doing none of that this week. I'm tired." And blah blah blah. You think she would have did that with her baby daddy? You think she would have did that with the hood dudes? No, she would have did that for them, but she's not gonna do that for her husband because she settled with him and she really don't like him. She's
Mm,
just with him because she doesn't want to be single. That's
mm,
that's how it goes, Rise Girl. A lot of girls out here, they like just like Savage said, they get ran through in high school, college, by all the superstar athletes and all these popular guys in the frats and all this other stuff. And then after once they hit 30, now they want the nice guy.
mm. Oh, okay. Well, you guys, excuse me, I'm a little sick. Definitely had a lot to say, and I appreciate that. I agree with a lot of things you guys said. Like I said, with a lot of enlightening things. It is 12 o'clock, and I need to call it a night. D, I ain't even gonna say nothing smart to you tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you for coming. Savage, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you both. Do you guys have any last words?
Yeah, I got one more last word. 40-year-old women, you guys need to understand that you're not a 40-year-old man's first choice. I don't care how
Mm,
good you look, how much you work
mm.
out. You're not a 40-year-old man's first choice. And if a man does choose you, you need to do everything right because you're old.
Wow. Wow. Gabrielle Union, Taraji P. Henson, Eve, all those women are like well over 40. They look really good. So you're
And they
saying
ain't got no man.
that's
Well,
Wade
Eve,
is a
even Gabby does,
Wade.
but
Wade is such a soft dude. Like that is like he's getting ran around by Union. She runs him like he's not. He's masculine on the court. He's not masculine with her.
hey, yeah.
Taraji had a man. She was engaged and she broke it off because she's crazy. And now that was probably her last shot at getting a man.
Mm,
And she still looks good, but she's crazy. That's the thing. Like, y'all gotta y'all 40-year-old women, y'all gotta do something about y'all mental state.
mm. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. Thank you for telling me that. Make sure I tell all the other 40-year-old women that too.
Ah, shut your ass up.
Get your ass off the panel, D. Bye. Go
So, House Girl,
ahead, Savage. What are your last words?
women over 40, if they want a man, then they should change their mindset to needing a man. Because if you don't change your mindset, you're less likely to get a man. Because when you need something, you're willing to do stuff to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And this lackadaisy world, like it's already being predicted by, I think it's 2050, 50% of women are going to be single. So all of the hedge funds are investing in uh, nursing homes. They're investing in all things that go with single women, pet food. Like legitly, you can look it up. BlackRock and all these investment firms are projecting that 50% of women are going to be single, and they are putting their money to build the infrastructure to reap the benefits of these women being single.
Mm-hmm.
So if this mindset doesn't change, it's not going to be pretty for these women.
Mm.
If they're going to build nursing homes because they expect a bunch of single old ladies to be in these nursing homes,
Wow.
that's not good. People are putting millions of dollars to make money in 20 years. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Hmm. 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 Wow.
Yeah. And not even that. Most women don't most women don't make enough money to retire being
Hmm.
single. The average person, it takes $2 million to retire with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Most men don't make enough money to retire with. So like the only way for things to actually work out for people is if men and women can get together. And if women are unwilling to make getting a man a priority,
Mm.
society's going to be trash.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, thank you so much, Savage. I really, really, really appreciated talking to you today. Thank you. He just dipped out, y'all. Lee says people chase fun in the modern era. Molo says yes, Raz. We have it's true. Distance like sleeping with dudes. Distance like it's just the fact of relationships stuff. Sam Jose. I saw her comment said this guy was cooking tonight. Um, Very great show, Roz. Thank you so much, Sam Jose. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Really, really, really do. Randy SoCal, women are single by choice. A lot of women say they're single by choice. A lot of 40-year-old women say that they're learning themselves. They've been through it. Not even necessarily been through it. They're just looking for certain things right now. And they're just breathing. But it is what it is. Mo Love says, awesome show, Ross. Thank you so much, Mo. Mo also has a show on here for the Cheetah Child Listen podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to that. I believe her show comes on Thursday nights. I'm so sorry that I missed it tonight if I did, but I appreciate you for being here. I really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate your sister. Her sister is here for the tea, so you guys subscribe to their channel. Randy SoCal, I'm going to disagree. Thank you, Randy, for joining the chat tonight. D, appreciate you having me on. Looking forward to seeing more of you. Thank you so much, D. Thank you. I can't say it enough. Really means a lot to me that you was on the panel tonight. D and I are always mean towards each other. We like go way back. Blue Jay says the last living spouse is in the same boat. And Distant Light says, good night, everybody. Mo Love says, we love you. I love you too. So I just want to say, when I say thank you guys for being in the chat, I truly, sincerely thank you guys for being in the chat. I've been a moderator for a very long time, not like by like, oh, I just wanted to be a moderator. I just happened to be one. Like people would make me that, and I would help and support and do whatever I can to help a person's channel grow. So being in their chat, promoting their cash apps, promoting their things on my personal spaces and everything. I just I feel like it's a team and you're supposed to help one another and do that. Rarely did I ever want to like do something on my own or have an own show of mine. So I did a couple of shows like Roz and Fresh, and I did some other stuff with Shay. Well, it really was her show, and I just joined. But I just want to say tonight was my first time doing a show completely by myself. And did I skip your comment, Savage? A lot of men say they have. Yo, I'm not reading that. Seven still says, great show, keep it up, thank you. But this tonight is my first night doing my own show on my own channel. And I just want to say that I know that you guys are rocking with me because you guys are here, and I appreciate that. I appreciate seeing you guys in other people's chat and speaking to y'all and building like some type of kinship. So I am forever appreciative of you guys being here tonight. Randy SoCal says, with that being said, I'm going to eat dinner, watch Haunted House YouTube, rest out, beautiful Ross girl. Thank you, Randy SoCal. So I am going to try to be here on Thursday nights. As I come up here more, we'll learn more about each other and more about ourselves. I don't want to have, dialogue where we're always arguing and going at each other. I think that balance is the best things in life, and women and men should be able to dialogue and talk where we're not throwing each other down. So I appreciate Savage speaking in a way where he was, teaching and professing, and I was able to listen and learn some things, and I hope that other women have had a change of perspective in some things, as well as the men may have had a change of perspective in some things, or at least we can see which each other's point of views or understand it. We don't ever have to agree. So that felt good tonight. Um, Appreciate you all. I hope y'all have a good night. I do got to work tomorrow, but I will be on Chaotic Reacts on Saturday. So yeah, and I'll be back on here on next Thursday. So thank y'all so much. Thank you, Savage. Thank you, D. Thank you, Spirit Oliver. Thank you all for joining the panel. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Bye, Seven Still. Bye, Mo. Bye, Savage. Randy SoCal. Blue Jay San Jose. I also saw Distant Light very active in the chat. I really, really appreciate you guys. So have a great night. Thank you.